Hello, hello, hello. We're in. Alan, you're in. We're good.
Hello, I'm here.
Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, who's in the chat? Can we get quick? Are we good on volume, audio, visual? Can you hear and see us okay? Just before we start waffling.
Let me see which side should I sit there. Okay, sit there.
I think we should be good. I'll wait for someone in the chat just to give us the go ahead, and then we'll all clear. Everyone sounds good. Excellent, excellent, perfect. Alan, how are we?
Hello, I'm good, thanks. How are you? I had a
Good.
good Christmas and a good New Year. So, yeah, that's all I can really.
What a way to start the new year, then.
Well, the start of the New Year has basically been I've been sick kind of since Christmas, on and off with a head cold and stuff like that. So it's been it was crazy that the kids didn't get anything over the
Really?
whole thing, but now like my youngest has just picked it up, so she's going through it. Wife's picked it up, she's going through it. So yeah, it's
Perfect.
just that time of year.
At least you survived the Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay, let
good.
me say a quick few hellos to the people in the chat. Who have we got in? Colchi TCG is in since about 2 o'clock today, as usual. Gary, how's things? Aaron, good to see you. My wife is in, as expected. Pokekai, who is quite loyal to both of us, I have to say. So good to see Kai in there. We got Kelly Oggs, James, good to see you in, man. We got Phantom Pulls. Phantom Pulls, thanks for coming in. We got Pokepops Cards. How are you? Hope you're doing well. We got Shane and Amber in. All good. Good to see you in. Good to see you in, Amber. Amber, your giveaway from the last stream is in the post, so it should be out to you in the next couple of days. Audio's good, all clear. Visuals gorgeous. Wow. I'll have to kick you off for that kind of cockiness. Phantom Pulls, all good, all good, all good. What's good? Migs, Evan is in. Keith is in. Good to see you, everybody. Thank you for jumping in. First podcast of 2026. What a guest we have. We have the 100-pound man. I've been practicing saying that all day.
That sounds a lot worse than it actually should sound.
The 100-pound man. No, guys, we have Alan from Jumpin' Jack Cards, who is a jack of all trades. Practice that one as well.
That was clever.
Thank
That was a
you,
good
thank
one.
you, thank you. I should have said Jumpin' Jack of all trades, but
Yeah, well,
when I'm live, I can't.
we'll
I
fight
can't.
over it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have Alan from Jumpin' Jack Cards, who started off with it was £100 a month business, is what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which started off with I believe online sales, went to vending. Now we have a website. We have some box breaks. So when I say jack of all trades, that's exactly what I mean. You're at this just less than a year, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually been sort of 9 months, really. Like I uploaded my very first video on YouTube on, I should have the exact date. I think it's like the 4th of April or something like that. So it's been since April that I've been doing the YouTube. I had been selling for like a week before that, maybe just
Right.
doing cards. But I've been kind of in the hobby since like last July, the previous July, when I bought I was getting my son into it. Basically, he got old enough to take an interest in Pokemon, and I had really liked Pokemon when I was a kid. So I was like, "This is great." I've never had the cards before because when they came out, I was a little bit too old because I was like 15 or 16 when they came out. When did they come out? 99, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was 15 when they came out. So I kind of missed that trading in the playground type of thing with other kids. So I didn't get those, but I was playing the Game Boy games like crazy. Like I had red. No, I didn't have red. My brother got red. I got blue, and it gutted me because I never got to get Arcanine, and we didn't have a link cable. And Arcanine's my favorite. So yeah, I had the blue. Blastoise was my man in blue, and then yeah, I just played through that for ages, and then fell out of it until last July. Like I said, Jack was getting old enough. We started opening a pack, and I was like, okay, there's like a new set out, which was 151, which had been out pretty recently to that. And I was like, well, they're the only ones I care about. The
Yeah.
first 151, because
Yeah.
that's the ones I grew up with.
Of course.
I still didn't even know how many there were at the time, the new ones or whatever. But yeah, I went on to Card Market. I got a recommendation to buy on there, and I bought like a poster collection, 151 poster collection. No, not poster, the binder. The one with the binder, because we didn't have a binder either. I think that came with like 4 packs or something like that, but I got it for 30 quid. And it was brilliant. Like, open the packs. We didn't get anything great, but we were just filling it up with the cards we got. So, we were loving it. Yeah. So that progressed then into more packs and more packs. And then I thought, we have a ton of cards sitting here. I went to try and sell a few of these little ones on eBay or whatever. Got into it more and more. And like a lot of things I get half into, I go 2 feet straight in and I just get obsessed with it. And it happens a lot. So I started trying to find out all the angles, where you can sell, how you sell, reading up all this business content, going watching YouTube, everything. It's just like went out of control from there.
Just extreme from the start.
Yeah, basically I do. I kind of have a bit of I probably have like, I don't know if it's like, not addiction issues, but it's like obsession. It must be some kind of obsession thing, because like when I get into something, that's all I can think about. Like when I was playing World of Warcraft, once I get into it, that's all I can think about is like getting back onto it again. And that was like, I played that in 2004 for a long time. Still played up until recently, but it was just such a hyper, fixation. So yeah, getting into stuff like that, just I kind of go.
No, I can resonate with that, because I'm the exact same. I get what you mean by like that addiction, that kind of straight to extreme where you find something and you just launch yourself in. Because I feel the same about Pokemon, and from the get-go I was just straight in. And I've been through other things as well where I get a whiff of something, I'm like, oh my god, and then just dive in. So yeah, I completely get that. And I see someone in the chat already is like, yes. Same.
Yeah. There's like, the thing about it for me is that like, it kind of, in a way, I can't enjoy anything anymore. like it's like I can enjoy it, but you know what I mean? It's like with computer games especially, it's just like, okay, I jump into it, now I'm playing the game, but now it's like, right, how do I get to, it's probably comes from World of Warcraft, how do I like min-max the thing?
Yeah.
How can I just skip right to the best part and do the exact right best way? Whereas you can't just enjoy and discover things anymore. It's always like, it might just be because I don't have a lot of spare time, with the kids, and well, when I had a job, that like, it's just like there's no spare time. So the time you do get to play a game or do something that's your hobby, you have to just cut out all the finding out and just do that bit that you want to do. So yeah, it's a bit crazy like that.
Yeah, I feel you. Just before we dive in as well, just a bit of love to the chat. So my wife has donated 5 memberships, again, probably with my money, so I appreciate it.
You're money laundering.
Just recycling. Yeah. Also, I noticed that a couple of people have the little Pichu symbol. I think that means you've reached a month of memberships. So I appreciate everybody who has a membership.
Let me see. Do I have mine? Pokeball? Question mark? Yes, look at me.
There you go. Guys, as always, with the podcast episodes, I'll try pick out 1 or 2 questions now and again throughout the episode, but I'll give you guys some time at the end. So if I miss anything, and I'm paying attention to Alan, apologies for that. Gary, thank you for the gifted memberships. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, if you've got any major questions and I missed them, just make sure you come back to us at the end. We'll dedicate that time to you. So yeah, let's jump in. So look, the normal question I ask to start off is, what was your childhood like? But you've already given us that kind of brief. The majority of us have very similar stories. So unless something crazy happened in your childhood, we'll just jump to when you kind of came back in this time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think just there wasn't really anything crazy in my childhood other than like I watched the anime a lot. like it used to be on TV, you know, back. A lot of people in the chat probably won't realize that you didn't actually just pick the episode you wanted to watch whenever you wanted to watch it. You know, I'm going to do the big old man thing now and be like, in my day, you know, this is not, you kids don't know how good you have it. We had to go uphill both ways to watch TV and, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you waited for it. And I think it used to be on Sky or like Children's Channel or something that Pokemon used to run like a few times. And we used to watch it to death, me and my brother. And then, I played the Game Boy games to death. And then it just kind of, it just sloped off as other things took priority. Like I played a lot of football when I was a kid. My dad is very heavily involved in, I don't know if you know Salthill Devon Football Club in Galway, but they're like pretty big club and they just joined the amateur or so like the third division of the League of Ireland. So that's something that's exciting for them. But I played a lot of football when I was a kid, and then I went into doing some martial arts and some other stuff like that. So everything, the Pokemon stuff just fell away, and I found Counter-Strike. I don't know if you've heard of Counter-Strike, the game. That was a PC game, and that took off like nobody's business. And I'd spent my entire childhood playing that, and then that went straight into World of Warcraft, and then that went straight into here. So yeah, it was just like two major addictions
so
or
heavy gamer. Heavy
gamer. Yeah, huge gamer I was back in the day.
Have you? Because I know you stream playing Pokemon, but did you ever stream anything else before anywhere else?
Yeah, I did stream a few things here and there. Like a long time ago, I had like a channel called, like my name used to be Xlan, which is just like Alan, but with an X instead of the A at the start. It's just like some genius move to hide my true identity. But yeah, I just had like a Xlan Plays channel, and I played a few games on there. It's on YouTube somewhere, but I never really did too much with it. It was kind of like Grand Theft Auto 5. This is so long ago, and we still haven't got GTA 6.
I know.
So there's that, and then there's like Counter-Strike, and there was a few other bits and pieces. I did the Batman Arkham games when they're coming out. But yeah, it's just that kind of stuff, really. I hadn't done too much, but I actually, Counter-Strike is my original favorite game, like ever, and it was the one I was so obsessed with. Probably nearly 10 years ago now, but I was running, I ran a few Counter-Strike tournaments in the University of Jordanstown. Right. So I ran like these LAN events where it was like 60 people came, like, or 12 teams came up, and everyone brought their PCs, and I had all the networking equipment, and everybody connected in. We had a great time. It was really well sort of regarded as like the best events going, you know. But it wasn't anything, it wasn't a moneymaker. It was just because I absolutely loved the game, and I realized I was brutal at it. And the best next thing to stay involved in it was to run these tournaments. So I think that's that, and making sure everyone had a great time at the tournaments is like something that I've kind of always wanted to do with any kind of like customer service or experiences that people have at something that I'm doing. Yeah. Like it relates right into the vending now and anything else I was trying to do, because I want people to have a good time and a brilliant experience more than I want to make money. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not a good thing for business, really. So that's probably why I'm not like a millionaire and I can't quit my, I don't have a job. So. Well, yeah. I forgot what the question was now. I'm sorry about that.
You're fine. I asked where you started, so you're good. You're still on track.
Yeah, it was dive into when I started, really, wasn't it? And started selling.
Well, yeah. So I did ask if there was, unless there was something crazy, but I mean that is crazy, but in a good, cool kind of way that you were starting that Counter. I'm just going to quickly Google Counter-Strike because I feel like I know the name.
It was the Counter-Strike 1.6 was like the best game ever. It was just so, I don't know how to describe it. It was pure, even playing field. One person could beat 5 people. if you were good enough.
Right.
It was
Okay.
it was
It
just
looks
fantastic.
familiar.
It was not like if you're outnumbered, you've lost. It
Gotcha.
was it was brilliant. Like
Okay. It looks
so good.
familiar. It looks familiar. So you were hosting tournaments in college and stuff for that.
Yeah, like it was because I worked in the university at the time as like a web development sort of person, and I contacted the student union to see if I could rent the room or whatever. And through the gaming society, I managed to get the room for free, which was brilliant because it was a huge room, but it was like crazy stress for the whole weekend. It was like two 12-hour shifts, like on a Saturday and a Sunday. It was a 2-day event. So it was crazy, but yeah, I'm just seeing in the chat CSGO. Yeah, it was CSGO. The tournaments were, which was sensational. I still haven't played CS2 at all, but yeah, it was so good. But it gave me a lot of sort of experience when you're dealing with people and having to deal with venues, people, things going wrong on the fly, trying to figure stuff out. Like during one of the matches, a power cut, like when someone, like one team was about to win and they were like 10 seconds away from winning the whole game, and the power cut. And as a result of that, then because you can never say they were going to win,
Yeah.
like straight away they had to replay the round, and then they ended up like, I think, losing overall, and there was people were not happy, but that's just the way you have to do it, like, you know. So I'm getting too much sidetracked by the Counter-Strike, but it does relate, like running the events relates to vending. I think it does.
I was just going to say, it's not like you're talking completely off tangent.
Yeah.
But then let's lead then into the, I suppose, the business, because you got back in just to kind of collect with Jack before the business idea, right?
Yeah, I was back in and I wanted to collect the 151 set. At the time, probably if I just bought them all, you know, like at the time, it probably would have cost me like 200 or 300 for the whole, you know, for the master set, kind of. I don't know the exact prices, but like you couldn't do anything with the set then once I tried to get back into it after. But we ended up having some extras, you know, like duplicates from different packs. We couldn't really find 151 packs anywhere, so we just started open random packs and trying to do like any Pokemon from the first 151, just trying to fill the binder that way.
Okay.
So we were getting packs from all over the place. And then when I tried to get more 151, like the binder collection had gone like up to up to like 60, 60 from the 30 I bought it for, or from previously. And I was like, I can't afford those packs for that. Like when we can get other random packs for whatever they were at the time. There were plenty full back in the day. Like that was July 2024, I would say, when we started. But yeah, then it just progressed along and trying to sell the extras. And I went on to eBay then, and I could see people were selling cards, and I was like, right, let me try and sell a card here and there. Some of them were worth like 50 quid or whatever. I remember I get the Perrin the Perrin one from Twilight Masquerade, where she's taking the picture of the Growlithe.
Yeah.
I got that one, and I managed to sell that on eBay for like 60 or something good a long while ago. But I was like, that 60 can buy us a ton more packs and it can buy us other stuff, because I wasn't doing it as a business as such. I was just like doing it to buy more packs. So that's where it went. And then it just sort of, I said, like, it's actually kind of fun to sell these packs and sell things, or not sell the packs, but sell the cards and sell on eBay, and going through the whole the whole process of like getting the envelopes, make sure they're okay, and putting everything through the post, and people getting them, being happy and putting good reviews on your page. And I was just like, that makes me feel good, better than the £3.40 that was in my account from selling, selling cards. So it's all about the experience for the customer. For me, it's so important. I can't overestimate it. Like, I say it so much that people probably don't believe me, but it's like, how can anybody care that much about the perform or the experience over making money? And I do that, like, which is, like I said earlier, it's probably not good for the business, but it's good for me. Like, and I like it, and I like doing that. Um, yeah, I like sending out the things from the website more than anything, as well. Like when people post a message on their Instagram saying they got it, I'm just like, yes, like it's brilliant. I love it. And I hope they get the best cards, because I just hope everybody who's put their trust in me getting them stuff gets what they want out of it. And, if they trust you, they'll come back. I think so.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think, and I mean, you're probably more business savvy than I am, but if you're putting the experience above the money side of things, a good experience is going to lead to more loyal customers, which in essence, in the long run, is going to lead to better business anyway, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not doing it with that intention,
Of
but I
course,
think
of
but I think
course.
that is a natural byproduct of
Yes.
people, like, knowing you've given a good experience to them. They go, that was nice, I'll buy off him again.
Yeah.
And like, that just does make sense, because I've had people come up to me at shows who've gone like, we're they've come in straight to my table. They've gone past other people and come straight to me because they wanted to talk to me or to
Yeah.
do stuff for me, which is brilliant. Like, and it's really kind of shocking still. It's just like they come in, they're like, oh no, we just wanted to come up to you. And kids especially, it's amazing when they ask you. Like, it's brilliant. When they ask for you, or they want to talk to you, or they want to show you their collections and stuff. So good. And like, you can't put a value on, for me anyway, you can't put a value on, from a kid's point of view, if an adult is interested in what they're interested in, and they're able to show you something and you're reacting like it, like you enjoy it too, and you're basically the same. Do you know what I mean? You're not a kid. You're just two people who enjoy the same thing, and if they can relate to an adult as a kid, it's so important for them. And again, I'm not doing it for that, but
No, of
like,
course.
such a lovely byproduct of that, of those interactions. Like, it's so good. And a lot of times when I go to shows, when I do some shows and they're not as, I don't make as much money or whatever, but like, if it's not as busy, then I can talk to people, and it feels like it's not a waste of time. It's not like, if your profits aren't the same as previous things, that doesn't matter, because you got to chat more to people, things like that. It's crazy, like, how it goes. It's just, I don't know. I'm just talking about. I'm rambling now, but it's like, there's so much. I've gone through so much in 9 months that I can hardly even talk about it properly.
No, listen, this is the chance to let it all off your chest.
Yeah, well, we're going to midnight.
You ramble
I'll
away.
never stop talking.
Away. Right.
Yeah.
I'll redirect it back to the start of the journey where we.
Please do. Yeah.
Right. So you got back collecting.
Yeah.
And then you realized you enjoyed selling a couple of cards on eBay.
Yeah.
When did Jumpin' Jack cards? Where did that come from?
I think it started initially, like, from the eBay thing. Again, when I jump into something, I want to do it right. So I'm like, I'm not going to just sell them on Alan Kelly 4265 or whatever my email address was, or my eBay thing was. Like, right, before I start selling them properly, let me come up with a brand, a name, all that stuff. And that's still also, like, that was a bit of a wall for me to get over, where I could have just been selling, but I was just like, I want to do it right, and I want to enjoy it for me. And it's like, okay, so I came up with the fact that my son never stops. Like, I wanted to, because it was a hobby that me and him were both into, I wanted the name of the thing to have something to do with him.
Yeah.
I can't have more to do with him than using his name. I was like, I was coming up with all these different ones. I can't even remember. I came up with a couple of good ones, I thought. I can't remember what they were at the time, but then I thought Jumping Jack, because we're almost, I don't know if I should be giving this information out, but anyway, I'll just do it because I'm sure it might help somebody. He basically has like what we assume is ADHD, on the pathway to being diagnosed as ADHD, autism. But I would say it's very mild, and he doesn't need any extra help or anything like that.
Yep.
Whatever. But as a result of that, he's nuts. Like, he never stops moving. Like, I was watching him playing Pokemon earlier today, and he was like, he'll do a battle, jump, jump, jump around the couches, jump, 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 run, jump back on the couch. And it's just like, sit down, man. He's crazy. Like, he's like, genuinely is like, he's the best kid ever. Like, him and my daughter are just the best. They're amazing. But that's where I came up with the name, because he does not stop moving. And then once that was in there, I was like, right, okay, let's see, how do we get this moving? I started posting it in the Emerald Discord, the Emerald one, the card show. Posted in there, tried to get into some UK ones, looking up Irish Pokemon, stuff like that. And it's just like, I was just trying to promote it where I could, but it's still also, eBay was a hard thing to promote because you can't brand it to your liking, really. You can put a picture on it, but you can't really put in too much detail about yourself or anything like that. Plus, people don't care about it when they're on there. They're just like, often I'd say people don't even look at the seller's name when they're buying cards and stuff off there. They're just like, so that it doesn't really matter. But when I started, I always wanted my own website to be able to put the whole thing through, but it's like, you can't do that at the start. So getting cards was really hard for me to do at the start, getting cards that were sellable. When we very first started, before I started selling, me and Jack went to a Pokemon club in Antrim, which was in the Antrim library. And we went there as it's just people to attend. So it was the very first one. And I think there was 2 vendors there, maybe 3. I think there was 3. And then we had a great time with that. And like, Jack managed to trade a few cards with some other kids, and he was buzzing, and like, it was brilliant. And then went away, and we came back to the next one. It was great. Met some people, the same people again. It was brilliant. I was just like, it must be so much fun to do vending here. But anyway, while I was there on the second one, I met a guy, Martin, who had just this huge ETB full of like EXs, like half EXs. And he was just like giving them away to kids and to people who wanted them. And I was just like, I went over to him and I was like, this would be a really good amount of cards for me to have to start. So I was like, can I buy all them off you? And he was just like, because he had been giving them out for free, because he didn't care. Like, he was just like, yeah, that's grand, take whatever you want. But like, I wouldn't have taken cards off him, in a big amount without him getting some money. So eventually, I didn't sort anything out that day, but I contacted him later or whatever, and I got like 300 EXs off him for like, I think I probably overpaid, but it was my first deal, really. So I was like, this is not his fault, but this is what I offered him. I said, like, I gave him 150 quid, I think, and a Journey Together ETB, which is about, like, Journey Together had just come out, so I gave it was like 50. So essentially 200 quid for 300 EXs, and there was a good amount of ace specs in there as well. Some playable ones, which were like worth 6 or 7 quid in the end, but he didn't really know what was in there. And I just said, you know what? Give me them all. I'll look at them and I'll, load them up on eBay and whatever. So then, that was my first main big, amount of cards to get, and everything just sort of went from there. After eBay, I went on to Card Market and started selling them on there because they were selling way easier. They're selling way easier, and they're so much easier to list. Didn't have to take pictures of them, and it was like, I could list 300 cards in under an hour, like, you know,
Yeah.
time. And eBay would be just like, right, no, you're gonna take a picture of it, take the back, go in, write your title, write your description, try and make all your flipping meta tags and all this. And it's just like, or I could just go to the website and click quantity one and, you know, post it. So that's what I do. And I still do it to this day. Like I sell on Card Market all the time.
Card Market is definitely very handy for selling a lot quick. So yeah, that makes sense. Um, so you started off, so I guess that was before the £100 kind of project was. You just
Yeah.
decided there's something I want to do here. I want to obtain as many cards as I can, and try and get something going here.
Yeah. Basically, the £100 thing came about because I didn't have a lot of money. You know what I mean? It was like after, you know, all the things you have to pay for in the month and not having a big collection to start with or anything, I was like, how much can I afford to really put to this, you know, side hustle, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, vanity project, whatever I'm trying to do. And I was just like, right, okay, I'll put 100, because also I wanted to document it on YouTube, because I've been watching some good content from some people, and I can't remember their names now, because it was like they did, you know, I'm starting a card business, and then I was like, oh, brilliant, started watching it, and then like 2 weeks later, no more videos for
Nothing.
6 months, and I'm just like, oh man, I really want to follow the journey along.
Yeah.
Can I? How do I find this? I couldn't find people. I found Pokey very early. I think he's brilliant on YouTube. I think he's really good. He knows exactly who he is. Do you know what I mean? He knows his audience. He gives great information. And so I was watching him and stuff as well. But I said, right, okay, I'm going to do the videos, follow it along, update people as often as I can, at least every month, about how the things are going. Be totally open, transparent, show you where my £100 is going every month. Show you how much profit I'm making and all that. And it was essentially just the £100 was like a hook for the videos too. It was like, I also don't have any more money to spend on this, but it is also kind of a cool thing to see if people are trying to do it themselves, but they don't have a lot of money. It's like, well, I don't have a lot of money. I still don't, but I don't use my own money anymore for the business where I can. Like the business is kind of self-sustaining itself at the minute.
Yeah.
That's not to say that I don't drop thousands of pounds on anything. You know, I don't have that kind of money still. So it's like, yeah, it just went from there, and then that was the £100 thing, and then the YouTube and everything else is a fun part of it too, but it's lots of work.
When in terms of the £100 thing, I loved that. The second I was following from the start. The second you, because you're right, there's something about behind the scenes type of content.
Yeah.
So when I watched a lot of Pokey as well, and a couple of others who were, you know, starting Pokemon physical stores or online stores or whatever it may be. So when you were doing this thing, you were, you know, local, and you were doing this £100 a month. I was like, this is going to be interesting. Now, I didn't think it was going to be, you know, I had no idea how well it would go or how not well it would go. And I was like, okay, starting off with EXs, because we were chatting ourselves from fairly early on, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and
I can't remember exactly when, but I had found your channel as well here and there through Instagram and whatnot. I can't even remember what was it all. What was your old name called? That was the one I first found.
Pokestacks.
Pokestacks. Yeah. I had found that, like, and that's how I knew you. And then you changed after that through. Excuse me. But yeah, the same as you. I didn't know how it was going to go. Like the £100, because you learn very quickly in this game that, like, I'm a veteran, but like £100 is nothing. Do you know, like it's
Yeah.
nothing. And I could sell 65 cards and make £30. No, £30 worth out of the 100. You sell
Yeah.
65 cards and then you wouldn't make enough to, I don't know, do anything with. So then it was really slow going for those £100 a month months. I think I did like 6 months of it. It was very hard as well because I had to buy loads of stuff out of the 100, which was like shipping supplies, or I need to buy a desk, or I need to buy a microphone or something. And it's like, I have £100 budget and my microphone's costing me 35. It's like, where am I going to get these cards from now to turn this over? So it was really like really tight budgets. But like, I did it, like, and the videos are there. Everything in the videos is everything that genuinely everything I bought and everything I did. Um, there was relatively no profit for, the 6 months, but I had bought some things that I'm still using today,
Yeah.
things like that. So it was good. It was really good. It made me watch the money big time. Uh, and as I say that, I still don't know how much profit I've really made, because every month when the money is in, I just like put it into more stuff.
Yeah.
I'm constantly thinking about what am I going to do to get a new angle,
Hmm.
get something new to sell at the next show. It's really hard as well. Like when I don't have access to any English distribution, it is super hard. But you got to kind of reinvent all the time. And for the last show, that was a couple of mystery packs that I
Yeah.
did. Like the mystery packs that I do, I don't get any profit on. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's no profit on them whatsoever. I did a winter one that a few people bought, and like I had Japanese ARs in there. There was 4 of them in there. Some of them were worth around £2, some of them worth around £3. So like that already is nearly a tenner. There was a V in there as well, and there was a badge that I make, and then there's printing the label off, and there's the bag it comes in. So like it's like less. I'm probably making losses on them, but it was something new to have, and they didn't go great. Well, I suppose they went all right. Like, I mean, I don't really know what I was expecting from them, but it's just always to try and have something new, but you can't keep reinventing stuff. I'm trying to get new lines in as well. I'm looking at Korean stuff, looking at Chinese stuff, but with the Chinese stuff, a lot of times you have to buy a full case,
Right.
and it's like I don't have £600 to drop on a case, of like 64 boxes of something, because I probably won't sell 64. So I want to get like something with 10, 10 in it,
Yeah.
but it's hard to do that as well. So yeah, it's a struggle. Again, I forgot the question because I'm rambling.
You're
Sorry.
fine. You're fine, because I can actually tie that in with the question was about we were talking about the £100 idea. But
Yeah.
that must have been, so now you're at a stage where you're constantly trying to think of new ideas. Obviously, you don't
Yeah.
have
6 months in, it kind of finished up.
how limiting did you find that £100? Because you obviously couldn't try different mystery packs, try different bundles, try different this when you were, almost half, or if not more, half of your budget was going on equipment, shipping materials, etc.
Yeah.
Then you're trying to get the basics, which is just cards.
Mm.
When did you feel like you could start getting creative and start like, okay, maybe I can look at a bit of sealed, maybe I can do bundles, whatever?
It was. I think there was one month. I can't remember the exact month when it was, but I bought. I think I got a. I got a. Oh, I got a Pokemon Center ETB with part of the 100 for 1 month.
Yep.
And I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Journey Together. When did Prismatic come out? It might have been a Prismatic one.
January last year.
Well, it wouldn't have been Prismatic then. So Journey Together probably was.
It was the second
Or-
set of the year, so it would have been March-ish, March, April.
Well, maybe it wasn't that one. What was the one after that then?
Destin
The one after that was Destined Rivals, was it not?
Yeah, that would have been April, May.
I think it must have been a Destined Rivals when I got then, as part of it. But I had that, and then I ended up selling that like super early. But I ended up selling it on eBay, and I got a few extra quid in that, and I was just like, that one sale was like, it made more in that one sale than I made in the whole previous 6 months, 4 months or
Right.
whatever. And it's just like, switch just went off in my head. That was like, this is too much time to be spending. Like, I was working 9 to 5. I have 2 kids. I'm busting my ass on branding, eBay, card market, socials, everything, like for every week an hour, and I'm making 20 quid for the month. And it's just like, what the hell am I doing? You need money to make money. And it's just like, because I didn't have a lot of it, I was just like, right, do you know what? I need to invest a bit more. Like, even if I invested another 100 or another 200 or something, I could see that come back again, a lot quicker. If I put another 100 in, I might get 100 back on top.
Yeah.
So it's like, as I said, everyone knows it takes money to make money. I didn't have any money, but I have a few quid now through the business that I end up, rolling over, which is good. I can get my Japanese boxes, for a new set. And if they sell out, then it means I can get 1 or 2 more the next time, and then they sell out, I can get a little bit more. So it's slow and steady. So I just realized I had to finish that £100 challenge. I just couldn't. There was no, it was either going to end up with me totally burning out and kicking out of the whole thing, or else I was just going to be like, not nice to be around. Could just be so tired all the time. And I'm tired enough with the kids. But yeah, it's just something that had to happen, You just need to invest more money into it if I wanted to see a real sort of future to it.
Of course. I have a follow-on question to that. Just going to quickly give the chat a bit of attention, just to catch up on a couple of things. Phantom Pull says emotional connection can be such an important aspect for a business or a person. Coop Collection and Beard Dad are 2 perfect examples. So that's a comment from earlier on in the chat, and I
absolutely love those 2
same
as well. I remember seeing the Beard Dad in the background of one of Coop's videos, like a few months before he blew up, and I was just like, oh, there's some guy. Like, at the time, I was like, there's some guy trying to get into the background of Coop's videos. And but yeah, I know now he's not, and he's like a really nice guy, and he's done so much good. It's great to see him exploding the way he has done. It's brilliant, really good.
Absolutely. I love the two of them.
Yeah, me too.
A couple of people mentioning that they found my channel and got back in. Appreciate it. I'm glad I could inspire you. Quick question there from Phantom Pulls. Let me pull that one up. How do you separate the pre-release hype from smart buying decisions, as sometimes hype reduces before set releases?
This is a very timely question, actually, for me.
I was going to say, because you had mentioned about...
no, absolutely, yeah. Now, I will not be making any business decisions based on hype anymore, but I will be hyping them up right alongside it.
Post-release hype.
I won't be putting any money down yet until close to release date now, but I will be like that Mega Dream when it came out.
Yeah,
the cards were releasing, and I was like, these cards are brilliant. They really are class, and I still haven't got enough of them in my hands to actually see them. I'm going to look to try and get some more. We have 2 events coming up this month, which is great, but it's like they caught me up in the hype, and I was like, yes, as soon as my supplier in Japan offers this, I'm buying it. So I didn't buy 50 boxes or anything. I bought 12, and I spoke about this on the last video, I think. So you can go and watch that if you want. There's a cheap plug.
Absolutely.
But yeah, but if I bought 12, put them out for pre-order, and because of the margins, I think it ended up, all things told, the box landed on my doorstep cost me £93 per box.
Okay.
So with customs, shipping, and whatever the Japanese price was at the time, which was, I bought it like very early on. So then it was coming close to things. So I said, right, I put them up for 107.99, which was like just over, what's that, like 15 quid a box profit.
Yeah.
So very little, I think, in the grand scheme of things for all the effort you've gone to. But I had to put them up 107.99, and then a few people pre-ordered, which I thank you so much. Like, I love when people have the trust in me to pre-order, and in a lot of cases, because I was so quick, they could have got it cheaper, and I said that to them, and they were going like, well, if we got it cheaper somewhere else, we wouldn't be supporting you. And I was like, that is so nice to hear that.
Absolutely.
It's really, it's those kind of things to make you think you really are doing something that's worthwhile, and people trying to support you like that is really good. I really appreciate it so much. But yeah, they did that. Then I sold, I think I sold about 8 of the 12 at that price. And then then as it was getting closer to the release date, the prices were like dropping like loads, and they were down to like, you could have got it, like people on release day were selling it for, in pounds, like 95, so that's a significant like price difference between me 95 and 107. But I was like, I put them up at 107. I've got 8 people or however many it was that pre-ordered at that price.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut the price to 95 now. And I don't know if it's fair on them to have spent more.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to sit with this price until they all sell out. If they do, no matter how long it takes, because I don't want the first wave people to get shafted by the price of it. So, excuse me, I did that. It took a couple of weeks after I ordered another like 4 boxes in that meantime from release to whatever. And I ended up selling, I think, the rest of them at the 107. But then I was able to drop it down to, I think, like 95 and then maybe 90. I can't remember where I last priced it at, but I know I won't be doing that again, because if you wait until the day before release, that's when the price is going to be down, or even like 2 days after.
Yeah.
Because it generally takes like 2 to 3 days to get from Japan to my door if it goes straight through customs, which is good.
That's pretty good.
So if it's usually released on Friday. If they send it to me on a Monday, it's much cheaper. I'll get it probably before. I'll get it and be able to send it out by the next weekend.
Right. Okay.
Most of the time. So I think I can wait and not buy it when the hype's at the top. That's going to be my new plan, and maybe even buy it on the weekend after it releases. So like, if I buy it on the Monday after a Friday release, it'll be cheaper. I'll still be able to, to get it sent out that week, the same week I would have sent it out anyway.
Yeah.
If it was released, but it'll just be way cheaper. But as a result of that, I don't really know how to do pre-orders, because I don't know what the price is going to be if I haven't already bought it. So that's the other side. There's a new set coming out then on the 23rd of this month. I think it's like the Zygarde set. I don't
Zero
or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I'm going to offer pre-orders for that, but I need to figure out how I'm going to get a price on that, to offer, because I don't want to go, it's 90 and then it comes out and I end up on a huge loss.
Yeah.
I'd rather not do pre-orders if I can't do pre-orders. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
The
would
hype
imagine
definitely
that's
got me for that one, and I was making all those advertisements, for the cards coming out of the boxes and stuff.
but
The cards are brilliant. Like,
but
I still need some.
I think you know people may not mind paying it for two reasons. One being they like supporting you and they get their hands on the cards as quick as possible. So, I don't think it was the worst. And plus, I doubt you were the only person at the time, selling at that price either. So, I don't think it was the
Yeah.
worst
No. Well,
situation.
yeah, that is true. Like, I wasn't like way off the pace in terms of the price. I tend to keep an eye on Japan to UK for prices because
Right.
that's where I used to buy my stuff from Japan. But I was a consumer, like I would buy the Japanese boxes off them. So I always thought they kind of had the best prices, but apparently they're not the best or something, or they're kind of like they're not constantly adjusting their prices, I guess. So the price is the price, that kind of way. And they've got enough customers to do that, but I don't. But yeah, it's
Not
just
yet.
like I try and keep my prices as close to competitors as I can. But also, like I said, if I drop the price to 95 and it costs me 93 quid to sit on my door, and then it's like 2 quid, then I got to pay for boxes to send it out, and I got to pay postage to post it. And it's just like making losses then. But yeah, another thing I just want to point out actually about people who are buying from me from the Republic of Ireland, thank you so much, because I know the vast majority of people, or not vast majority, but I don't know for sure. But like a lot of the people who do watch me, because I'm Irish, are from down south in the Republic. And as a result of that, like to buy stuff from me, it costs like more to post it. I think it's like 11 quid or something for international track for me. But for me to post something to London is £2.50, so
Yeah.
it's a huge price difference. And I do appreciate that so much, that people are willing to spend the extra on the postage to support me. So thank you very much, guys.
Absolutely. People love you, Alan. People love you.
Oh, too kind.
That, by the way,
And I
guys,
love them.
I hope so. Just a quick hello to people who dropped in. Bran, what's going on? Kabuto Cards, good to see you. Keenan Rowe, welcome in. Strider, thank you for the gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Guys, if I miss any questions again, there will be dedicated time at the end. Make sure if you want a question answered by myself or Alan, you come back at the end. So that topic kind of leads me on to something I was going to ask earlier about deciding to not do the £100 per month thing anymore, because obviously you wouldn't be able to probably even consider buying Japanese boxes and things like that. So
Yeah.
how much of a difference and how quick did you see changes to Jumpin' Jack cards when you stopped doing the £100 and decided, I need to really go in on this a bit more?
It was like, once I had given myself the permission to do it, it was like, okay, now I can go full speed ahead.
Yeah.
I was always kind of had like a leash around me in terms of the £100, and I was like, right. Like I was getting stressed out if I was like, oh, I'm about to spend 110 this month on this £100 budget, and like ultimately that wouldn't have mattered. But I'd made this box for myself that I had to sit in, like this prison of the £100 budget. So once I was released from the prison, I was like, right, I can put an extra few £100 in this month. I can do it. I think it was like in July in my work, like I got my bonus as well. So like you get the extra bit of money for that. So it's like, I can carve a little bit of this out and put it, into the business and stuff. So it was really good, like, to be able to do that. I started because Poke said buy Japanese stuff and sell that because you can't get English. I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I was speaking to a lot of people. I spoke to Poke Olive, who is great. I love her. She's so, so nice. She's one of the best in the industry for sure in Ireland. and she gave me the contact that she has for Japanese products, which
Okay.
she didn't have to do. She didn't have to do that. People like to protect their suppliers,
Yeah.
to a certain extent. I don't think I'm in direct competition with her as well, so it's a little bit
Right.
different. But appreciate that so much that she gave me that. I spoke to the guy. We said, well, we'll send one of these through. You can either send like PayPal and it's 5% extra, or you can send it through Wise. But
Okay.
like on PayPal, you're protected if something
Yeah.
happens,
Right.
it's scam. But on Wise, like it's just you don't get it. But because of her recommendation, I was like, do you know what? It'll be fine. I'll send it through. And the guys dealt with were super professional. The box came and I couldn't believe it when it arrived. I was like, look at these, they're brilliant. I get to sell them. I started selling them. I'm probably skipping a little bit because I only launched the website at the end of September. So it must have been around, no, that's probably around the time 6 months ended from April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah. So like kind of around the time I finished the £100 budget was the time I said, let's get these Japanese boxes on the go and let's get the website going. So like I have a web design background myself, user experience designer by trade, if I can get a job. And that's number one. That's the number one thing on the list for the new year anyway. But yeah, I built out the website myself on Shopify. Did all the artwork and everything for it. Is like it's just so much work. But I built it all out, started selling them. When the Shopify, the first like email comes through saying you've sold a box, I was just like is the John Hamm meme? You know that new one where it's just like,
Yeah.
does that whatever? That was whenever I see somebody's like I don't sell a lot on the website, but I sell kind of I've sold, let me just check, I've got it here on the thing. Since the start, and I'm happy to give this sort of detail out because it doesn't bother me. At the end of September, so let's say start of what you call it, the start of October, I've done 50. I can do it. I think off the top of my head, I know that it's like 56 orders, which is like brilliant for me. I'm so happy to get an order come through. It's great. Like I love the whole process of getting something sent to somebody. Like I said earlier on, knowing they've come home, they've seen the purple box and they've gone, oh shit, I know what that is. And then they're like super happy. I can just see them doing it and it just gives me such a buzz. Like even though I can't see them do it, obviously. And then they get an Instagram thing, a tag on it. I'm just like, yes, I hope they get like the best things.
I can imagine the feeling is especially when it gets to the end part, as you said, they get the box, they're happy with their purchase, and you're like, yes, another good one.
Yeah, it's great. And being able to free up the budget from the 100 made me even be able to pay for the website. I've got the Shopify. It was only like £1 a month for the first 3 months or something. So, which is great, but it didn't free up the £3, but it's freed up the ability to have it going forward, the price of it. It gave me some money to buy some Japanese boxes. If I went back to the start, I could probably see what I bought first, but I think it was like £150 or £200 order or something like that.
Right.
It wasn't big. And then that came, and when they sold, I was like, okay, so say they sold I bought them in for 200, say, and I sold them for, I don't even know the numbers. Let's say 300. It's like, okay, 300. Now that means I can get 2 more boxes the next time.
Yeah.
And then when I get them sold, I'll be able to get 2 more boxes. And it's just like brilliant. And my wife's always saying to me, like, when do you think you might actually see any money out of this? And I was like, well, I am making profits, but they're all going straight back in.
Of course.
And a couple of months ago, also freed of the leash, like I got a credit card for the business it's a personal credit card, but I got it for the business, and I just bought everything that I'd wanted to buy for like the last whatever. I got like the camera I'm on here, the Osmo Pocket Creator Combo. As soon as I bought it, I was just like, I wish I'd bought it so much sooner, and I didn't have to use my phone and dodgy microphones, for the vendor stuff. I bought like a light, I bought tables for vending, I bought like, just all the bits and pieces that you need, binders, all that stuff. It was like brilliant. I kind of went off the deep end with the credit card a bit, but we're all good, like it's grand. But it was a real huge spike as soon as I was free from that shackles of the £100.
I can imagine so. And then, getting the credit card and making those, I'm going to call them the investments, so the camera, the equipment, they're all long-term benefits. So, right, you might have to pay a big chunk off the credit card, but it's definitely worth it.
I mean, the thing is, like, I've bought them now. I'm not going to have to spend 600 quid on a camera again. I'm not going to have to buy. I bought I have a garage attached to the house, like internal garage, and that's where I'm trying to put all my warehousey type of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have to buy shelves for that. I have to buy, a thermal printer for orders. I had to buy. I'm trying to think what else is in there, like card sorting things. Just boxes, leather bags. All that stuff. But I buy that once, and then there's 300 of them there. So I don't need to buy them that often. But yeah, like you're saying, those kind of things like printers and stuff, they'll last forever. And as I'm paying the credit card off, I won't have to spend on that again. So it is good like that way.
So then we've talked about stepping out of that £100 prison, as you've called it, and how that, allowed you to buy boxes, buy equipment, etc. How did that affect the vending side of things?
It's allowed me to have a lot more. Let me see in my very first vend I didn't take any trades, and I didn't buy anything because I didn't take trades. I did try and buy some stuff at 70% market value. I didn't do trades because two parts was, one, I didn't really feel like I knew what I was doing first. And secondly, I didn't know how much money I had to play with. That was the thing as well. So I was like, if a card was 20 quid someone was trying to give in to me, I wouldn't be buying it. My budget was so tight on it. And I have to say, the guy Gary with the Think Nerd Pokemon Club that I was at was very good to let me go there. The table fee was only a £5, so he basically did give me that first opportunity. So I appreciate that, what he did for me. It was it was so much fun. Didn't have that much stuff, I had nothing good really, but people were coming in, I was meeting them, selling things. I bought a few cards in. I didn't take any trades, like I said, because I didn't know how to do it. The next time I was like, right, when I go to the next one, I'm going to have a few £100 if I can set aside for buying stuff or for trading. And I need to learn how to trade, how I'm going to do it. Because I'm terrible with doing mental arithmetic. I can't, I'm really not good at it. I need to have I've written a program now, or a web app for doing my percentages and stuff. I can't have the laptop at all the shows. It's just you put the thing in, and you put the number in, and it'll give you 70%, 80%, all that. But it saves me a lot of time. But yeah, I forget where I was going with that. But yeah, I had a few extra quid to start buying cards properly, because the only time you can really buy cards as a vendor is at shows, under market, because you have a bit of a not a power position, but you have the opportunity to be able to demand that price, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
You're at your desk, people come up to you, do you want this card? It's worth 100 quid. I was like, well, I can only give you 70 for it. Then they're going, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, you're totally entitled to not sell it.
Yeah.
If you want, that's fine. But you do have a bit more weight behind you to demand that sort of thing when you're at a table. And just going to go off on a small tangent in terms of that vendor 70%, 80% thing, because people think they're losing an absolute fortune by doing that. But it does make good sense for people to sell to vendors sometimes. Like if they're trying to get their money's worth, like if they're trying, like let's just say £100 or £1,000, let's say 100, 100's easier.
Yeah.
If they're trying to sell £100 worth of a collection and there's 10 cards in it, say, you go, right, I'll buy that off you for 70 and it'll all be gone straight away. You'll have the 70 cash right in your hand. There'll be no fees. There'll be no hassle. You don't have to take pictures. You don't have to put them up. You don't have to post anything. You don't have to do anything. That is worth it for some people. And that's fine. Some people think you're taking 30% off them and you're making a fortune. You're not. Like as a vendor, you're not making a fortune. You're taking the money, you're taking that 70 if you can get it. And then you have the cards that you have to try and sell on. You have all the admin that comes with it. You have to post them out. You've got to post them up on eBay or Card Market. You've got to send them out. You've got to do all that stuff. Meanwhile, the value of the card's going down. Right. You know, so especially recently in the last 2 months, there's a couple of cards I bought in like for 30, 40 quid. And then when I went to reprice them for the next show, they were 50% down. So, you know, like I bought a card for 35. I think it was the Wally's Compassion from the Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
Bought 35. Then when I went to reprice it again, no, market was 35 when I bought it. So I bought it like, I think someone traded it in. So 80%. And then when I went to reprice it again, it was 22. So I was like, right, okay, that's definitely less than what I would have bought it for. So the person who traded me in got what they wanted, and they're happy with that. I was happy with it at the time. Still was happy with it because that's the nature of the market. You know, I'm not going to complain. I bought something in and then it dropped. That's on me, like. But they got what they wanted, and I took all the risk of having to sell it again. Risk didn't pay off for me this time. It might another time, but like that's the reality of like vendors are not getting rich buying at 70% because their 100% might be way down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just a little side tangent, I know, but I know some people hate, they go, oh God, they're taking advantage of people by offering that. It's like, it's not as black and white as that.
No, well, I mean, it's still a business at the end of the day, right? And even if, let's say the card is worth 100, you buy it 70, and then you reprice it at 100, which is market value. Yeah. The first person that comes up to buy that card off you is going to haggle you anyway.
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to get sticker price either.
Yeah.
You know, unless you price it above market, but then I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, the way I tend to do it, and this is probably to my detriment as well. it's a little bit wanting to do it as easy as possible. It's a little bit wanting to give it as cheap as possible. But it does affect me. Like I use Card Market for my prices. I know a lot of people in the UK don't. They use eBay last solds.
Yeah.
I can't be arsed going through eBay and looking, like if I look up Charizard SIR from 151 or something, right? I go on there and I'm scrolling down to last solds. It's like, okay, there's Charizard. There's a Charizard from Obsidian Flames, something different. Oh, that's not what I'm after. It's like, you're not getting the exact card every time.
Yeah.
You have to kind of look at them all in your head, do an average price. And I'm just like this matters more when you're actually at the table and someone's handing it to you rather than if you're pricing them at home. But like I go onto Card Market, I can see the lowest price straight away. I go, that's it. That's the market price. Like I think the market price should be what the cheapest you can buy it for. Like it's happened to me before where I go, well, I'm valuing that card at a tenner because I can buy it right now for a tenner.
Okay.
Well, okay, well, that should be the market price. And somebody's like, this has happened to me before, guys, like, that's like 16 on eBay. I was like, right, well, I'm not giving you 16 for it. I could get 10, I could buy it for 10 right now. You know, that way. So
yeah,
I've had that back and forth to people. it works in their favor when they're buying stuff from my case. They're buying a card that's a tenner, and some other vendor might have it eBay, so eBay comped at 15 or something. So they're getting it
Right.
cheaper off me. But then when they're selling into me, I'm valuing it at cheaper.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they're getting less back. So I don't know where the sweet spot is on that. Like, am I messing myself by offering low and buying low? Because I feel like you can't just offer
I mean,
low um
in
low prices, but then buy at a higher price than you're selling. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's a bit scummy. But I don't know. Do
I
people
like. I
care?
mean, I don't. I think of it now and then. I'm like, what is? I suppose market price. There's never an exact market price. Like,
Hmm.
unless you were to really calculate all the data on card market and eBay and calculate an
Yeah.
exact average, even then, you're going to get, well, this one is minter, this one is, whatever. Maybe for high end, maybe you'd want to be looking at last sold on eBay, but I don't know. Like, put it this way: if I'm selling cards in card market, so now and again I'll open cards in a video. They're not cards I collect. I go, okay, I can sell these, put
Yeah.
money back into the videos. And this, I could be a person that's damaging the market. I have no idea. I possibly could, but if I have, Iona's Kilowattual Journey Together, and it's worth 2025. I don't know what it's at right now.
Yeah.
And I see the lowest near mint English on card market is 25. I'll list it for
Yeah.
23, so I can sell it as quick as possible.
Okay.
So I don't know.
You're
Like,
perfectly entitled to do that, by
I
the
know,
way.
but then
You can do whatever you want.
am I redeciding if you're selling based on what's the lowest available on card market? Is me
Yeah.
saying, oh, I don't care that everybody thinks it's worth 25. I want to sell it quick for 23. You see that price.
Yeah.
Do you know
There.
what I mean?
Yeah. I understand what you're getting at there. It's something that needs to be taken with a pinch of salt on the lowest price too,
Yeah.
because like I just bought. I was looking around on card market the last day. I bought the Giovanni's Charisma AR or something SAR. I don't know. Basically, it was £6.94, and the next one was 17.99, 18, 18, 18, 18.
Right.
Like, someone's probably listed that wrong, but whatever. I bought it now. But what I mean is, like, in that case, if you're selling me one and I see one's in at 6.94 and the next one's 18 and 18 and 18, I would value that at 18.
Gotcha.
I'm not like, you need a bit of common sense with it too. Sometimes when it seems super high, like if there's only one or two as well, is really dodgy, because like they could be 40 or 50 quid, but like the most recent sold ones are like 8, 9, but it's just seen that there's none up.
Yeah.
40 or 50. Like, that was a big, this is going back to World of Warcraft as well, on the auction house. Everyone, like, I always just used to undercut by 1 penny, 1 copper or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So like yours would list first. But people will come in then and they, like, you'd your item up at 100 gold and someone puts theirs in at 70. You're like, what are you doing? You're leaving 30 gold on the table here or whatever. Like, they could have done 95, 98, like your example. Like, you didn't mess yourself that bad. But yeah, for me, the car market way, you need a bit of common sense around it too. But I feel like it's a cheap place.
Yeah, and I mean, it does also. There's also some onus on the seller, right? The customer to have done their research, to know their prices.
It is. The onus is on the seller, or no, on the. Sorry, I've interrupted you. Sorry, finish what you were going to say.
Yeah, no, I was going to say. So I'm coming to you, and I'm going to sell you a card. Like, I should know. I believe I should know eBay prices and card market prices. And if I come to you with a 10, 15, 20 quid card, it's not that big of a deal. But if I come to you with a 151 Charizard, I think then we need to have, that should be more of a conversation. Well, look,
I agree.
We're talking big money here. eBay's at this, card market's at this. Can we find, I think the higher end cards would
Yeah,
require a
can
bit
we
more of a
agree on
discussion.
what we
Yeah,
think it's worth?
yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
understand that. But that's again probably something I haven't had to deal with yet because I'm still dealing with cards up to like 100 quid.
Yeah,
You know, like not
gotcha.
like
Yeah,
I still don't have like there's guys that vend alongside me like Pokemart NI Jordan, who is a great lad. He has some big cards, you know, that are like
yeah,
that would require some serious like thought when you're
yeah.
negotiating those. And Danny Tag as well, who's running an event in Antrim on the 17th, by the way. Danny Tag collects. Go and check him out on Instagram. I'll be there. He has a ton of ace graded cards as well, which are like expensive. He's loads of vintage stuff in like mint condition that he's had for years, and he's graded a lot of it. And it's like that; those are expensive cards. So yeah, you couldn't just go, well, this is the lowest on those. You know, there's a lot of money involved, there's more negotiation and there's more sort of due diligence around it. But like, yeah, like you said, when it's a 10 or 15 quid card, they're mostly here or there, you know, so yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry, I just noticed Evan in the chat talking about people using Collector, that there's some weird prices. Collector is based on the American market, so if prices look a bit different, just bear that in mind. Collector is, unfortunately, because it's a great app, Collector
I really liked Collector as an app. I think it's really good. But yeah, it's American eBay prices. And people do come up to me like that with Collector. They come up to me with price charting and eBay's, and I go, that's not UK prices for me. You know, I haven't vended down south at all, but when I use my card market thing, I just do UK based because it's just a pure nightmare to sell to the Europe. So thanks very much for the Brexit, you Tory pricks. But anyway, let's move on from that.
Just in case they are watching on a.
I hope they are watching.
No, I'm talking to someone different. I'm talking to someone different.
Oh, Boris Johnson's watching.
I'm talking to someone different.
And Liz Truss, don't get me started.
I'm giving a shout out to Card Market. I'm going to ask them, when are we getting the app in Europe? When is the Card Market app with the scanner coming into Europe so we can do the same thing as Collector?
That would be good. That would be good. I think there's some kind of app in the works for. Do you know NCG up here who they did that show I saw you at? I think they're working on some kind of card market pricing thing for their NCG singles shop.
Beautiful.
Which is a new shop they've opened across the road from the other shop.
Yeah.
Where you'll be able to search a card up through whatever UI they've built around it, and then you'll be able to see card market prices. And I think the idea is that they're going to set it up as a subscription for people to use at shows and stuff. I don't know exactly, so I don't want to hype it up too much. But if that is how it works, it would be great.
Well, there's a space in Europe right now for a collector app.
Yeah,
type
definitely.
So if they're on that, amazing.
Another just thing about showing the prices and stuff at the table. I always have my laptop there, and I'm always more than happy to explain to somebody where I've got my price from, because they'll be like, no, that's not good. If it's going to be like, I can get 18 for this on eBay. I always say, go ahead and get it if you can get it. This is, if I wanted to buy this card right now, I take the laptop up and I go, this is where I would buy it. I would buy it right now for this price plus £1.50 shipping or whatever it is. So this is where I can buy it. If you don't want to sell to me for that price, absolutely don't. Go ahead.
No one has to sell to you.
And I'm happy for you to do that. Do you know what I mean? So that's it.
All right, I want to push on to this YouTube, your socials. Alan, I'm hearing myself through when I talk, I'm hearing myself duplicated through you.
Oh, I haven't changed anything. Can you still hear it?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, but I can also hear myself coming through. Do you have headphones?
Okay, I can turn my volume down, or I can put my headphones in.
Yeah, because I think what's happening is I'm coming out through your speaker and then going back into your mic.
Yeah, that's weird. I'll put the headphones on.
It's not. It's just happening now and then. It's not too bad.
Just happens sometimes, is it?
Yeah, I just heard it there.
Oh, it's better now?
Yeah, much better now.
All right, cool. No worries.
Perfect. Yeah. So
This was the LAN I did, by the way.
it's a what? What's that?
One Tap LAN, it was called. That was the LAN tournament event I did for CS. I had a whole brand done for that too, but that's back in the day. I think I'm like a serial entrepreneur type.
Good.
But I've never hit anything. Like I don't know how. Since I've been made redundant, I don't know how I can work for somebody again. It's just, I don't know. I got to do it, obviously.
You're living my dream right now, Alan. You're
living I just don't know if I could do it, but
everybody buys from Jumping Jack Card so he doesn't have to go back to work.
Dude, please, yeah, absolutely. Buy off me so I don't have to work a day in my life. But sorry, go. You were asking something there.
I was going to ask. So
of the YouTube,
yeah. So obviously we've mentioned the website, we mentioned the vending, but obviously there's a quite large social presence right now: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. What kind of made you decide to do it, and then how big of a part does it play in the business?
For me, let me see. The YouTube is a huge part of it, and the YouTube and content creation is a huge part of the business. As I see the business, it's a huge thing. Like there's the website, then there's the YouTube journey, and then there's the content that goes along with it. Whether it turns into actual people buying stuff, don't know about that really. Like I haven't looked into it. I don't really know in terms of analytics how effective it is at what's the word I'm trying to do? What's the word I'm trying to get for it? See, this is how bad I am at it. It's like turning people into customers. What's that?
Like a conversion?
Conversion. That's it. Exactly. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what the conversion rate is from me putting up a business, a business video versus, someone's going to buy something. But I also am not doing it for that. Right. I'm doing it for just because I like doing it as well. And it's kind of for visibility, for people to know who I am is very important for me. Not because of a big head, but because I want people to know who's behind the business. Like it is literally just me doing all this stuff. Like I have a guy called Connor who helps me now at shows, and he's absolutely brilliant. Like he's so good. He's helped me at 2 now in a row, and he's going to help me going forward, hopefully. And he's taken so much weight off my shoulders because I was doing the first show. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I am doing a first show that I did in the pop-up with Pokemart, and I was nuts. And I was there by myself. It was crazy. There was a huge queue. Where I was sitting was right at the front, and there was a huge queue. And I was just like, Jesus, this queue is never going to end. And I just sort of said to them, you don't have to queue there. You can go around and down to the rest of the tables. And then someone was like, no, they're all queuing for you. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And I don't know if that was related to the videos. It must have been from seeing me on the videos because they wouldn't have queued up.
I believe
Any other reason?
I believe it. Like put it this way. If you didn't have a YouTube channel or Instagram and you did everything the exact same way you did on the business side of things, do you think you'd be doing as well as you are right now?
No, definitely not. There's no way. I don't do any paid advertising or anything like that. So me being out there and being visible to people and annoying people with stories and, that's just being constantly visible is definitely something to keep yourself in people's minds. And then I'm trying to not just be posting stuff for sale. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to. It's a really tough rope to walk for me to go. I want to do content for like that's entertaining for people, educational for people, you know, Pokemon related stuff. But there's only so many hours in the day for me, and I also have to promote that I have stuff for sale. So it's like I've said this on the last video as well. It's just like how many stories I would want to know how many stories do people, if the chat can help me out on this, when you're looking at someone's Instagram story, how many stories is it before you just go, nah, that's enough? It doesn't matter who it is. Like, you know, if I come onto someone's Instagram and I see they've got 20 stories, you know, across the top, I just go, I'll watch one or two and then that's it.
So for me,
I want to be.
I'll smash the right button unless something catches my eye. Like, oh, what was that?
Yeah.
So there definitely can be too much stories on Instagram.
Yeah. So like no one's going to swipe through 11 stories of somebody.
No.
So it's like, what's the point where I can still put my stuff out, but people aren't just going to skip it? That's mostly for like instant stuff. But yeah, if I didn't have all these content things, there's no way. I don't know if I'd have sold a box, like genuinely. I don't know if I'd still be doing it because I guess they do drive like sales.
I think
essentially it does drive sales, and the sales drive me.
I think your answer was a bit reserved at the start. I think I think you could say I'm guessing. I know you can't find an exact conversion rate, but surely at least 75% of business and customers comes from, because if you think of, I'm going to take some examples. If you think of Poke Bundles Ireland, if you think of Poke Olive, they're just two for example. Why are they so successful and popular? Because they have a social presence. People know them, credibility. And as you said, there's people that buy from you with the slightly more expensive postage, and they've said, because we want to support you. Because they see your face, they hear from you, they watch your stuff, you have credibility. You know, so
yeah, I think that's like, I was doing a thing recently with an NI Succeed, it's called up here. It's like a free business sort of course thing. And you kind of have to drill down to what like your unique selling point is for your business and whatever. And I came up with, it's probably me is the unique thing about it, because no other business has me, you know, but every business has the same products. So if people didn't get to know me and I'm just a faceless website with like the same products as everybody else, sometimes more expensive, sometimes the same price, then I'm not going to get any sales. People are buying from me because they like me, I think. It sounds horrible to say that. It sounds really like conceited to say that. You know, it's just like, well, they like me, that's why they're buying. But like ultimately it is. Like I don't have a big head about myself or anything like that. I honestly like want to just, I think it comes down to the fact that I absolutely love this hobby, and I love vending. I love talking to people about it. I love sharing the interests with people. And that, I think, does set me apart in a lot of ways. Like I don't have anybody specifically in mind when I talk about this, but like some vendors are burnt out. They're just like, they're just going through the motions. Maybe it is their full-time job. So they do need to be doing shows all the time. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I can imagine some times they're super tired, can't be arsed, you know, don't want to talk to you. They're just, you know, I do try and talk to vendors when I go from a buy-in point of view. I'm always just like, you know, how's it going? How are you? You know, how's it been? You know, just get a bit of a chat going with them, because like you just want to talk to someone as a person. But a lot of the times it's just like, some people don't give a fudge about talking to you. And it happened at the Ireland Card Show, actually. I spoke about it a bit in one of my videos. It's like, I wanted to go up to a guy and buy a card off him. He's like, I was like, if you had any movement, it was £9 or something, was the sticker. But like, I looked it up and it was 2 or 3. And I was like, look, this is 2 or 3. And he's like, 9, it's the price. And he's like, just like, not even like looking at me, you know, it's just like, it's 9. And I was like, I can get it for 3 or whatever on Card Market, or I can get it for 4 on eBay. And he's just like, people sell cards for nothing on Card Market. And I was just like, yeah. Like, I just said, right, well, leave it so. I was like, I would have even given, I think I offered him even like a fiver,
Right.
even though double what the price was just to get it
Yeah.
in the market under his sticker. He's like, no. So I was just like, do you know what? I don't have time to be dealing with people who are arseholes, like, honestly. And I'm not going to name them, but like, I know if I ever see them again, I'm not going to be going anywhere near the table, you know? And it's that kind of interaction that unnecessary, you know, don't need it in the hobby. It's not the kind of stuff I want to do. Uh, I maybe, you know, you don't know everyone's personal, you know, issues. Maybe there was something happening, you don't know. But like, yeah, I just know I won't be back to him. And that's it.
That's fair. I mean, even if he can't budge on price because of what he paid for it, maybe the attitude could have made it better.
If he even tells me that,
Yeah.
that's fine. I just got, he goes like, I just got that for 8 or something. I'd be like, right, well, that's grand, you know, whatever. You have to make your time. You have to make your things or whatever. Like, that's fine, but not just going, well, go and buy it there then. It's like, well, I will.
I mean, it comes back to what we were just talking about, and I see Kelly Oggs in the chat doing the same thing. That, you know, 70% of the business is the person, and you know,
Yeah.
that comes back to what we were talking about. You know, likability, and it's, you know, you have that advantage because you're making the videos, you're on social. So even if someone comes up to you and you've overpriced something, chances are, you know, they may be willing to pay, or they may not. The haggle mightn't be as rude because they're chatting to someone they know and they like and they know is a good person. So,
especially as well, I do say when I'm at shows, like if I have singles, like, ask me about the price. If you can see it cheaper, like, show me. You know, don't be going, oh, he's got that for 20, but I can get it for 16. You know, FM, I'm going to head off and get somewhere. It's like, a lot of times in between shows, I haven't had a chance to reprice a lot of stuff. Like, I do price stuff as much as I can, but I try to say it on Insta or on stories or whatever, like, please haggle me down if you want a deal. Like, talk to me if you want a deal. I'm not going to bite your head off over price.
Yeah.
If you show me, like, genuinely, like, oh, I can get this here, I was like, okay, I'll do that. You know, I genuinely will do market or whatever, not market. I think somebody said you should be saying comps in the chat. I said, yeah, I'll just, like, show me something and I'll look at it. You know, I'm not going to be going, the price is the price is the price. You know, I'm happy to talk to people.
And I mean, if you're willing to even talk, never mind saying I'll match that price, which could be a big loss for you if you bought it when the market was up. Like, I mean, you know, that's a huge deal. Like, and you go back to what you mentioned at the start with customer experience. If someone comes to you and says, okay, I showed this guy that the card is, you know, 20 quid cheaper than that, and he went, yep, no problem, I'll match that. Again, that's you're creating a good experience. You're increasing loyalty. You're giving people a reason to come back and want to follow along. So it pays. Someone said it there. It's free to be sound. It pays to be nice. You know.
Yeah. It is free to be sound, and like, no matter how busy it is, there's always time to speak somebody a sentence or two. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've had a couple of events where it's been so busy that I couldn't, like, my main focus of being at a show was like, I need to buy a ton of cards at this for my next shows because I won't be getting the opportunity to buy a 70 ever again, because you can't buy it unless you're at shows, really.
Yeah.
Like, everybody online can just sell at market. That's totally fine. So like, you need to be buying a few hundred quid's worth to get 80 or 90. Do you know what I mean? So you have to get the stuff where you can. But I was so busy, like, people are going, are you taking trades? This is when I was by myself. Like, are you taking trades? Are you buying? I was like, yes, but I cannot hold everybody up in this queue to look through your binder and do this. I was like, if you're still here at the end, I'd love to, but I really can't, because this is the show. I'll tell you, there was a queue, and there was people queuing for 20 minutes. I was like, that's insane to me to like come to my table. It's so nice, but I was like, that's I can't be holding people up even more than that to try and buy. But like, there was still time, even in that busyness, to go, do you know what? I would love to look through this, but I can't do it right now, but I could do it after. Or there was still time when I was in the middle of a deal with somebody, if they said, you know, this is the price, I'd be like, okay, show me. You know, there's time to make time for this. You don't need to be just going, taking money over a cash register and then next. That's not what I want to do either.
Excuse me. No, I think, and that's, now that you've got the help, I think Connor is.
Yeah, Connor is his name. Yeah, he's a great lad.
Yeah, ideal to have someone helping you. I think that's a common thing that people do. And I'm not sure if I've seen you do it, but I definitely see other people do it, is asking people to reach out before the event if they've got things they want to sell/trade. So you can kind of...
Oh, yes. Yeah. I think I have said it on stories possibly beforehand. I think at the shows that I go to, there's a couple of bigger vendors who would have better cards and stuff that I would have.
Right.
So I think they tend to get people coming
with bigger,
like with more interest in trading towards bigger stuff that they have first. Right. So like, I'm always saying, you know, if I can buy stuff, I have actually had people reach out to me on Instagram, and I've arranged something before them, and I've had their cash for them there when they get there, and they just give it to me. Quick look, there's all the cards. Yeah, perfect. So handy to do that. But again, my buy-ins are not going to be at the level of, I know Olive does that. I've seen Olive do that before. Yeah. And they've got all the stuff, because I know their pop-ups are crazy busy too, and they don't have time to be pricing a lot of stuff on the spot, and you know, they get them in advance. It'd be great to get stuff in advance, but also I think a lot in the last few months, people have not been selling stuff. They've all been kind of trading towards stuff.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody comes up and they've got like, here's a trade, you know, binder or whatever, I'm less like, are you looking to trade towards something? Or like, because I would buy a lot of it for 70% or whatever. And they're just like, I'm looking for trades really. So that's kind of the trend at the minute. I don't see a lot of people selling.
Okay.
It's not really a good seller's market probably at the minute either, because everything has dipped in price. So it's like, now's the time. If you think it's going to go back up, now it's time to buy your stuff. So people are not selling the ones that have lost in value either. So,
well, I mean, with the you know, the height the market has been in kind of before this little drop, people chasing big cards for master sets and stuff. If you're going up to a vendor and you can, you know, sell at 70 or trade towards it at 80.
Yeah, they're going to trade. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Like, of course it does. Yeah.
I'm conscious of time. I've got two other.
No, don't worry about the time. It's all right. I know I had said 10:30 before, but no, it's good. I'm in the zone, and I'm talking off on tangents all the time. You're probably
beautiful.
Not getting through everything.
No, I love it. As I said, I love it. I do want to touch on something though. So change a little bit. If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. Actually, don't know if you're still doing it. A short while ago, you started on Whatnot.
Yeah, I can talk that through. Yeah, no problem.
First of all, are you still doing it? Because I don't think I've seen a promotion in a while.
I haven't done one since there was a day. Was it Black Friday? Probably was Black Friday. That was like, there was no fees, so I did a show that day. But essentially, there's a lot. I've spoke about this on a couple of my videos too as well. My reservations over Whatnot. It's, from my perception, it's got kind of a bad reputation for scammers. I know there are some people on there who do really good stuff. One was in the chat near the start, Pokepops Cards. This is a guy, Ryan. He's a great lad. He comes and sees me at all the shows as well. He's doing absolutely brilliant on there. He's doing like Japanese singles and stuff, but he's just he's kind of like exploding in popularity at the minute. He's doing really, really well. So that's a great job for him. His Instagram, he put up an Instagram giveaway for 2,000 followers, and before it was finished, he had 3,000. Like, so he's absolutely flying it. He's doing great. So shout out to him, Pokepops Cards.
I've seen Pokepops.
Yeah, and he's got a website as well, pokecardshows.com I think, which is trying to catalog all the card shows coming up. But yeah, that's another little shout out. But yeah, for Whatnot, I did a few streams. I found it hard to get market value, or what I thought was market value, for the cards I had. Also found it hard to sell certain singles because, like, I had Japanese ARs basically I was trying to sell. And they're all kind of around £2 to £3 cards, the majority of them. But sometimes they weren't even, like, they either weren't selling, or so I just move on to the next one, or they were selling, like, if they were worth more than that, they were selling like under the market value, and then fees on top of that. It's just like, say for £3 card, I might make £1.50 less from, well, I don't know, give or take, but it wasn't worth my while to do it.
Right.
And then I was putting up a few cards that, like, bigger cards, not bigger, but they're like £8 to £10 or something, and they'd go for £4. And I'm just like, it's not worth doing for me. The thing I loved about it was the chat, and like and to be able to talk to people. Brilliant. Like, it seems to be like the community I have who follow me around the different socials and stuff, I'm getting to know them all, like, and it's brilliant, and seeing them pop in, and it's just like the same with yourself, and you've a really good Discord, like, with a really good community in there. It's great to be able to chat amongst people who you know, and it's just so much fun. And that's what I was doing in the Whatnot streams. But it was getting to the point where I was like going through another card, not selling. Next one, didn't sell. Next one, didn't sell. When you're going through that and you hit like 3 or 4 in a row or 5 in a row that don't sell, it's just like, fuck me, what am I doing here? And then you feel like the people who are in there to support you are just buying the next one, whether they want it or not.
Right, yeah.
And I didn't want it to be like pressurizing people to come in, even if it's only £3. You know what I mean? I don't want to pressurize people to come in and feel like they have to buy stuff. And when I was doing the pack openings, I felt like I was probably just doing them, like, bidding on the pack and opening them. There's better ways to do box breaks, I think, on there. But I didn't know how to do that. So I just bid them up, and like, that was just like, I felt people were buying stuff to support rather than buying stuff they wanted to. And I didn't want them to spend their money just to do that.
Yeah.
Even though that is what I wanted, I didn't want it to be used for that. You know, I wanted the pack sold, but I didn't want it out of, not pity, but like, of support. You know, that kind of way?
Yes. Yeah.
So I felt like I'm forcing people to do this, and that's not what I want to do either. And I'm sure that's not what they felt like either. And they were happy to support and do whatever. But from my point of view, I just thought, this is not the way I want to be selling. And the good stuff I got from it, which is the chat, I can do that streaming for free. I can play my Pokemon game or whatever, or do like some pack rips or a box break outside of Whatnot, and where the packs are sold previously. You know, I can do that and get all the chat that I want, and I get all the positives that I get from it. So I don't think I'm going to use Whatnot going forward, because of those reasons. And you also need kind of hundreds of people to. So then if you get hundreds of people I saw somebody bid like £6 on a common Eevee reverse the last day on some stream. Like, I don't want that either.
Yeah, of course.
Selling stuff like that. So it's hard. It's like, do you want to be successful and make a lot of money, or do you want to be like a nice guy? I feel like I can probably do both eventually, but not from Whatnot.
Not on Whatnot.
So yeah, it's just like, I don't take anything away from people who do it. It's just not for me, I don't think. If you were going to go to one place on there, absolutely go to Ryan at Pokepops Cards. He's brilliant lad.
Yeah, I mean, sorry guys, I see a couple of questions in the chat. We'll come to chat questions soon. So if I do miss them, just make sure you pop them in at the end. Um, yeah, just with Whatnot. When because I remember the video where you announced that they'd reached out,
Mm.
and you said you had
The
you already had
reservations.
some kind of opinion formed on it, and I would be in a similar area to you. You don't have to tell me exactly what they said, but they obviously gave you some information that was reassuring, or was
Well,
that
I
about the
think
fees or what?
mostly it was he set me up with like an onboarding call, whatever, and I spoke to him and whatever, and talked me through how to set up a stream and how to do all that. And I was like, do you know what? I want to. There's a thing I've said to a few people recently, and I don't know who's heard it or whatever, but like, I want to do something to know that I don't want to do it.
Gotcha.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I have to do something to know that was not a good idea. Like it's essentially I watched. Keep going to shout out Ryan again. Like I watched Ryan's stream, and I was like, "This is brilliant." He's like 20 to 50 people in there, and he's selling the same kind of things that I am, and he's super chill, nice guy. Great chat buzzing in the chat. I could do that. Like I think I could do that, and I could do that. I know I could do that, but just your man was telling me when on the thing, the call, he was just going through how it's set up, and I was like, that's fine, it sounds good, but basically, like, it was seeing Ryan and other similar streamers was what what said to me, like, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Because there are people on there who are not scamming people.
Of course.
So that was the main reason. But then he was like, the account guy then was like, we want to get you, at least you should always have another show scheduled, in advance for when you're doing whatever. So I was going to do like a Thursday and a Sunday. And then he messaged me and he's like, could we get one in for this day? And then another thing was like, maybe you could, I think a fair estimate for sales to do in the first month is like 10K. And I was like, mate, I haven't done 10K in my entire life. And then it felt like there was a bit of pressure to go, oh, can we get another show going? When's your next show going to be?
Right, I didn't
can
know
you,
that.
Can you set your schedule up? And it was just like, okay, nice guy to start. And now it's like, let's, get him on board. I've hit my quota of signing people up. That's the way I kind of felt a bit like that. He was a nice guy, but the responsiveness fell off a bit after the initial couple of shows.
Gotcha.
And then he came back and was like, let's do a Black Friday show. There's no fees. And I was like, all right, I will do one just because of that.
Yeah.
But I knew it was going to be my last one. I didn't tell him, but I knew it was going to be my last one. But yeah, so I can't do it. There's too much.
At least you tried it, and it was.
Yeah, but I did it, and I can say I did it, and I know now I don't want to do any more.
It was cool that they reached out. That's
that was part of it too. But it was also like they're probably reaching out to a million people. Like I don't think it was me. I don't think I was anything special. It's probably going through just looking for punters. But it did set up a call with me, so I did appreciate that, and he brought me through all that. So the least I could have done is given him, a bit of 3 or 4 shows to figure out if I liked it or not. And yeah, I just don't think it's for me.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I downloaded Whatnot purely to watch one of your streams. So
thank you very much. Hope you bought something and got your free tenner or whatever.
No.
Oh, you can't buy from the South, can you?
Yeah, I think I tried to bid on a pack, but I don't know if I was even fully set up properly or something. But
yeah, I don't know if you can buy from the South actually.
Maybe not. But I did try to. I know Conrad Cards is saying he's allergic to Whatnot after.
Conrad actually, yeah, he's a good streamer too.
I was going to shout him out because he's
yeah, sorry, I just spot his name there too. He's he pulled 2 crazy Charizards for people. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did. He's still pretty sorry to give them away.
3 packs. Legend.
I think, and I don't want to speak for Conrad, but I think is he coming away from Whatnot for a little bit too? I think. Maybe you can confirm in the chat. I think he did mention he was coming off Whatnot for a bit as well. I think he mentioned fees, but look, I mean, you guys tried.
It's hard without a big following on there.
I think I think it's a slow grind, right? But if you can get
there, I think I didn't have the patience or the bankroll to be able to gut out 3 months of losses. I don't have that.
Fair. Okay, I want to change direction to kind of come a little bit close to wrapping up, or to at least get into the questions from the chat. What does the future look like? So the reason why I ask, and the reason I'm way interested about yours is something you've mentioned, is you're constantly thinking of new ideas. So I'm very interested if there's any cool ideas you can share with us, whether it's product, whether it's website, whether it's social. Give us an idea. Have you got a plan for the next 6 months, for the next year? Give us an idea. What can we get excited for?
Well, my ultimate future plan is to open a shop. But that's a near future plan, hopefully. Jeez, I need to just get my CV out to these people these recruiters are finally back at work. Like, maybe start getting me a job. Anyway, we'll skip over that for now. But like, my long-term plan would be like to open a cards and collectibles shop. I would absolutely love that more than anything. I know it's at the moment an absolute pipe dream, and I know a shop is insanely overhead heavy, impossible to open. Like, really, like, most shops don't last a year or don't last 2 years. The guy who was in the business meeting with me goes, most businesses he sees, like something like 50% close up in the first year, and of that remaining 50%, 70% close up in the second. So he's like, most do shut down. So my thing was always like, if I'm doing huge numbers on the website, then we could maybe consider it. But it was always going to be working alongside. There was always going to be 9 to 5 while growing this whole thing. But then the redundancy happened, so my hand was forced, and it's been actually really good to have this to focus my mind on when I have nothing else to do. I mean, I say nothing else to do. I have 2 kids to deal with all the time, but and family stuff. But the future for me this year is, in theory, I should be able to double my sales, because I'm going to be doing 2 shows a month instead of 1. So in theory, that should double it. I've got Danny Tag Collects has started an Antrim card club, which is going to be every single month in Antrim, in I think it's St. Joseph's Church Hall in Antrim. So I'm going to be in there every month. Jordan from the Pokemart has a pop-up every month. Also, that's in Belfast. I'm going to be doing that. So, schedule allowing, I'm going to be doing those 2 every month. There's Belfast Collects on the 1st of March, which I'm hoping to do. I was down to do both of the first 2, but then schedulings or whatever, like, I ended up in London for one of them, and I was away for another one for some reason. I can't remember. But I want to try and do one of those, because it's in Lavery's, and they're very well attended and they're well promoted and stuff like that. So I want to go and do one to say I've done one as well. You always got to do something new. I wanted to do some vending down south this year. Like, I really did want to. I looked at the Ireland Card Show. They've got the vendors out just now. I think that's in April, isn't it? Or
April 11th.
April 11th. So I'm still on the fence about that one. The tables are a lot more expensive than I had expected.
Okay.
And I'm not saying they're expensive for the show. They're just more expensive than what I had guessed they might be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So potential, and also kind of my booth is expanded to like 2 tables, kind of. It's like 1.5 tables at the minute.
Yeah.
But I could take 2 tables, but then I won't be able to condense it back down to 1. to get the cheapest option for Ireland Card Show. So I'm not sure if I'm just going to go buy at that or not. But I do want to do. I want to do some shows in the UK mainland as well, but I don't know how likely that is either. Because all the shows are all, the vendors are booked up in plenty in advance. I think to drive from here, like you could get the ferry over to Scotland very easily to do a show in Scotland, like a Glasgow or a Scotland Card Show or something. That'd be great. I think a couple of vendors from here would like rent a van or something, and a few of us have talked about going to vend at shows like that if possible. So that's on the radar, but nothing officially booked in there yet. But I'm hopefully going to be able to do the 2 shows at a very minimum every month, which would be brilliant. Balanced off with life balance and getting a new job as well. So if I get a new job, then it'll be like, right, you're going to work 9 to 5, then you're going to do a weekend, then you're going to, do 2 weeks as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot. There's a couple of shows that are back to back as well coming up. I need to get a schedule out for what I'm doing because I need to plan properly. But that's the future for vending. For the website, I'm trying. I know you said about always trying to do something new. I'm trying to get new products in. I'd love to launch a Korean line of Pokemon cards. I know I saw Kabuto cards in the chat there earlier on.
Yeah.
He's a great lad as well. I've been speaking to him a lot. That I just met him, or I just found him through Instagram, just finding other vendors, and they're doing socials, and that's like we spoke about already. Is so important for being found and putting faces to names. Like I bought a box of the Inferno X Korean off him, but if I didn't know who he was, I wouldn't have gone to his website and bought a box of Korean cards. I didn't necessarily want them. I didn't go, right, this month I'm going to get a box of Korean cards. But it was like seeing his stuff on Instagram push me over. So I guess, it does convert. It does convert people. But the draw for me with the Korean stuff is it's so cheap. Yeah. Like it's so cheap for the consumer to buy. Like I bought the box for 30 quid. And there was 30 packs in it. And they're the 5 card packs, but the stuff that comes out in them, I don't know. Let me just see if I can get one here. I got some of these cards out of them, and the quality of them is just as good as the Japanese. I feel like it's it's really good. It's not going to probably come up great on this, but
no, it looks good.
And for people who are on a budget and want to buy a booster box and are just collecting for the art, I'm sure there's a Venn diagram where all of those intersect, and that's where Korean cards probably sits in the middle of it. Another reason actually that I started this just come up to me when I was talking about being on a budget. When I first went to the very first card show I went to with Jack, we had no budget. We had a tenner, to spend on cards. Money was super tight for us about a year ago. Money was really tight with us, and we didn't have a lot of money extra to spend on luxuries or whatever. So we're in a better spot now, which is great. But at the time I was like, there's a card here for £4, and £4 is not a lot of money, but it's I can't really be buying many of those. I was like, let's try and keep his budget under a tenner. I didn't buy anything for me, so I was like, how many cards can I get for myself or for Jack? How many cards can I get for this tenner is what I wanted to do. So that's why I still have on my table, I have the deal binder that I always use. I have a £1 box as well that I always try to do, because I know for a fact that so many people are on a budget, especially now. Kids, for the most part, a lot of kids don't care what they're getting.
Yes.
They just want quantity. So, and I know parents want to get them as much as they can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they might be under serious money budget issues as well. So that's why I try to cater for the lower end of the crowd as in terms of the budget as well. So that's super important to me for people to be able to service that part of the market who really want stuff for their kids but can't afford it, because that's the position I was in. And it's kind of like, you know, if you've ever been a waiter, you know, you're never going to give a waiter any kind of abuse ever. Do you know what I mean? Because you know how you know what they go through and what they do, all that, and they do a really hard job for crap wages. That's just waiters specifically. But you know what I mean? It's like, how could you ever give abuse to that person? You know what? If you've been through something, you know, you gotta just, I don't know how to finish that sentence, but you have to be aware of people's
empathy.
Yeah, empathy. I think that, it does boil down to being empathetic to people, being aware of people's outside of yourself. You know, being self-aware, being aware of other people as well is a major thing. Sorry, that just went off on a sidetrack because I said about the budget Korean cards.
You're good. You're good.
But yeah, I think I could sell those as a thing because I've been from the budget. You know, I've been from that type of thing. I could do content around that at the shows. I've had mums and grannies come up to me going, you know, I think my son loves Pokemon, you know, or whatever. What can I get him, or my grandson? And I'm just like, I just say, well, how much do you want to spend first? Because I don't want to be like, this is a lovely card here. Like, this is 95 quid. Like, you get that.
Yeah.
But there's also people who don't have budgets. I'm so used to being on a strict budget that I forget people are rich. Some people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good place to start, is asking what the budget kind of is. And
I'm just like, well, what's your budget? And then I try and help them out.
Yeah.
You know
that. And as well, I can see there's a couple people in the chat vouching for Korean cards as well. So, I mean, yeah, if you can get them in, and you know people are, you know, buying for kids or even just buying for themselves, and they do not care about, you know, it has to be the most valuable. The artwork is the same, quality seems to be the same. It might be a good little thing. And look, with English being as pricey as it is right now, and that's kind of where we saw
and hard to
Japanese
get from a seller's point of view,
and now simplified Chinese is going up in popularity.
Yeah,
so, you know, Korean might be the time as well.
Yeah, it's another thing where it's like, if I was to do it, because I'm working with a limited budget on the amount of like cash I have to buy in stuff, it's like, I wouldn't want to just buy 2 boxes of this, 2 boxes of that. You know, you'd need to put a decent order in. So like, if my order was going to be, you know, say my thing for this month is going to be, I'm going to get a big thing of Korean cards in and add the whole list to the website, I wouldn't be able to do anything else. You know, that would take the entire budget up. So it's something that's on the horizons for the future, but it's something I can't do just yet.
Okay.
Because I want to try and focus on the Japanese stuff, and there's new stuff coming out all the time. So it's hard to do. But, you know, I'll be doing more shows every month, so hopefully there'll be more cash coming in, and then there'll be better ways to do it. I'm trying to think of what else for the future. I've done a few mystery bags. They're kind of fun. I did like the fun winter one. I'm thinking of doing seasonal ones. So nobody steal my ideas, please. Before it gets to spring, don't be stealing my spring mystery pack idea.
Can someone clip this section?
Start posting it out. But yeah, I think I've kind of gone, in terms of pushing different products, I think I've gone as far as I can go without actually getting physical products, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not a massive fan of the mystery pack loot box genre in general.
Okay.
But I think the way I've done it, I'd be happy to buy one at that price. You know, I'm not doing it where there's like 10 mystery packs and one has £100 card. You know, I've done where they're all like, they're all 20 quid, say. There's all 20 quid's worth of value in them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not doing a sort of a gambling type
It's the less of a gamble.
It's still a gamble because you don't know what you're getting, but it's not like you're going to either hit a $5 or hit 100.
It's more of a lucky dip.
Kind of just sort of a thing to have at the table for people to support and have a bit of a Thank you.
Kellogg's cards spring mystery packs incoming.
No.
Oh dear.
Kellogg's is not. He's not a competitor of mine. He can keep those all the way down in Wexford or wherever he is. I won't drive 5 hours down to punch him in the face for stealing my idea. It's all right.
Any other future? Any plans? Anything else? Any crazy ideas? Or is that what you're focusing on now? Is the keeping the vending consistent? I assume your videos. What about any?
Yeah.
You're still keeping the vendor POVs and that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and be pumping the YouTube as much as I can while I have time. While I'm gonna try and be actively looking to get a job as a UX designer.
Yeah.
In the next month or two. But I'm going to be putting as many videos out as I can. I'm going to be doing like a vendor POV of every show I do, obviously. This one on the 17th, I'm going to try and live stream. I'm going to see if I can get that working there. I think I've been told the Wi-Fi is good enough for it to live stream. So essentially, I think to live stream with the Osmo, you can you just run the app off your phone or something, and then that will the Osmo, and then I would like to stream that on YouTube. Still, my channel's not up for for super likes or donations or any of that kind of things at the minute. I'm trying to get up to the 3,000 watch hours, which I was reading somewhere the last day that only 10% of channels or something actually get to it. So congratulations to you for getting to that as well. It's a really big milestone, and I don't think people who don't do the videos realize how big a milestone it is. It takes ages. I think in 9 months or something, I've got 1,700. So
that's still very good. That's still.
I think it is pretty good. Yeah, but planning out, it's 190, 200 a month kind of hours. So it still could take me 6 months. But if I up the frequency of live streams, streaming vendor POVs, live streaming some Pokemon ZA, doing my monthly updates.
Yeah.
I've got all that planned, and I've got a list of YouTube videos that I want to do as long as my arm. I swear I've got 15 different videos I want to do. Let me see if I've got the list here. Actually, I think I can just give you a few titles.
Yeah.
That's as far as they've gone now, is the titles. But let me see if I can see the media on this thing. Sorry, bear with me. I know this is very good.
No, you're good.
Content. Oh yeah, so I've got 2025 recap. I want to do that one this week, because that needs to be a recap of what's happened at the end of the year and plans going forward.
That would be a good one.
I've got ones that are I want to do some ones that are more, like I said earlier on, educational entertainment than just here's the business. Because people just don't want to watch business, but stuff I've got a PSA versus Ace versus Raw, cards, what matters the most to people. I want to do something like that. What matters most to buyers or whatever. Is the Pokemon market healthy right now? I know I'm not an expert, but I think I could talk about it from my point of view. Another one's what vending taught me about people in general. And that's kind of what I spoke to about here is being empathetic and aware of people's different needs, different, because I know a lot of people in the hobby have sort of various different needs, special sort of circumstances they all have.
Yeah.
For instance, with autism, I know autism is a big thing in the Pokemon community, and that's just the way it is. So it's being being empathetic, I suppose, as well, but just aware of not everybody is going to be the same as everybody else, and just being sort of patient with people. Some people might not want to talk a lot. Some people, have social anxiety.
Yeah.
It's being aware of that kind of stuff. Vending has taught me about that. having Jack has taught me a lot about that. I've learned a lot about it from that. And I think that could be a good video to do, just to be like, you can come up to my table, absolutely. I'm 100% open to everything, and I'm just happy that you're there, and you've taken a big step to go there in a lot of cases. So it's been available to people for that. Other ones are like, what would I do if I was to restart the business? What would I do better? How could I do things? We spoke about a lot of these, but they could go into depth a bit more. Starting the vending in 2026, you always see a lot of those, like just sort of 10 tips, pros and cons, stuff like that. And I have another one, pros and cons of selling to a vendor for 70%. We kind of went through that earlier on, but it's just like, the bottom line will be, just sell me the cards. Just stop whinging. Stop whinging at me. Just sell me the cards and let me make my scalpers money. Let me just do it. God. This get rich quick scheme is taking a long time.
Just
it's
get
like
rich
get
now.
rich slow. Get rich. It's like break even slowly scheme. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, that's basically the plans for the videos. Yeah.
So we're looking at more videos like with themed videos, I guess. We're looking at possibly a live stream, a vendor POV. We're looking at possibly some Korean on the website. So you've got some big plans for the different.
I think about Pokemon all the time.
Same.
All the time. It is just nonstop. It's incessant in my head, but it's because I love it so much, and I don't know how I grew to love it so much within a year of doing it. It's like
it's the entire bubble. It's the people. I hate the word community, but it is. It's everything around it. It's the how fast it moves. It's how things change. I don't know. But I get it though. I get it.
Yeah, it's intoxicating, isn't it? Like it really it's just is. Like what it's like. Yeah, you hit on it there with the community. Like there's so many people I would have never come across in my life. You included. Everybody we meet at the card shows. When somebody comes up to me at one of the shows and tell me they watch my videos, I can't believe it. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. And some kid stopped me at that show we were at in Dublin, was the Ireland Card Show. He's like, "Oh, there's Jumping Jack's cards," and I was like, "This is amazing! Like
an unbelievable feeling.
So good. It's such a nice feeling to be recognized first of all, and to be recognized for a good thing."
And I'm actually going to shout that out, because I've had people comment on when I do like a buyer POV, or they'll DM me after a show and be like, "Oh, I saw you, but I didn't want to interrupt you or something." Please do. You have no idea how much that means to us when you come up and say you liked the last video or you watched whatever. It means
absolutely
a lot.
Because
really
like nobody's big time here. Like, do you know what I mean? Nobody's Mr. Beast. Come and chat. Say hello. Like anyone will say hello to you. That's the nature of the hobby. And one of the things that drew me into it even more is how everybody is just so nice.
Yeah.
And I used to do jiu-jitsu a while back as well. And that is the exact same kind of atmosphere. It was like everybody is in here to do exactly the same thing. This mad passion that they have. And like nobody's taking the piss out of you for anything. Everyone's here for the same reason. Yeah. Everyone's here to be friends. There's no sense in not, being nice to people. It's just like, it's a great thing, and meeting up every few months at the events is brilliant. I love it.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, look, unless you have anything you want to bring up or any topics top of mind, we might roll over to the chat, or if you've got anything from yourself.
No, fire over to the chat there.
Fire over to the chat.
That's grand. I'm gonna take the packet off this while I'm waiting. I'll just take the packet. I'm only open one.
You devil. I've nothing. Everything unless I start ripping open some chilling rain. Guys, now is your opportunity to start. Any questions I've missed, pop them in the chat now. I'll try and pick up one or two that are there, but now's your chance to ask Alan and myself questions. Feel free. Oh, wow.
Stellar Crown upside down. Oh, no.
Charizard and a Bulbasaur will take.
Oh, I'd love a Bulbasaur.
Let's
And
go.
that'd be so nice.
Charizard and a Bulbasaur. Easy work.
We'll see now if there's any questions. Or
I'll
is it one
pull
of
up.
those presentations where everyone just goes, no more questions. You've kept us too long.
There was a couple of questions back. I'll roll back while you're opening packs there. I'll pull up a few. Give me a second there. There was one a bit back that I want to grab. Where was it? I think it was from Joel's Gaming Adventures. I remember seeing one and I'm trying to remind myself to come back to it. So where was it? Here we go. Possible question. I'm curious. I assume you both started as casual buyers, then transitioned to vendors. I'm not a vendor, just FYI. Has vending changed your love for Pokemon in any way? Has it become more of a business love?
That's a really good question, actually. And I was writing that. I was thinking about this earlier because this is actually one of the videos I didn't that I was gonna do that I didn't read out just a minute ago, and the title is "Why I Rarely Buy Cards for Myself Anymore."
Right.
And so yeah, it started off as a collecting thing with Jack. I really loved the first 151 Pokemon and the games so much. And I think when I came into it, like a year or whatever, it was like, last July, it was huge, like overkill or like overwhelmed with the amount of cards and sets that I'd never seen before. Because, I had never collected anything, so it was like every single thing was brand new. So it was like every card, I'm still seeing cards now I've never seen before, but it's like, it was really overwhelming. And I was like, yes, I want to collect all these. And I was like, these are so cool. I was finding these old ones that are brilliant. And it's just like, oh, wow, they're 15 years old. It's going to be impossible to get them now. So it's just like, that was a bit of a pain and a shame. But let me see what the other question was. Has it changed your love for Pokemon? It hasn't changed my love for Pokemon, but it has made me, because of the £100 budget we mentioned earlier on, I needed all of that for the business. So I was never buying any cards for myself. Right. And I do still buy cards here and there for myself, but it's really like very few and far between, because I always think if I'm spending 40 quid on this card, I could spend 40 quid on something,
the business,
to help grow the business instead. Yeah. So I have a ton, like my favorites are Arcanine and Growlithe, and I have a ton of them. But I haven't even had time to sit down and put like them into a binder properly. Like I've got this boy on my desk that I showed you before, the Heart Gold, Soul Silver 9 that I bought.
Yes.
And I love that. It's my only Arcanine slab that I've got because I'm not a big buyer. But like at the last show, I have this as well. Jordan just came up and dropped that on my desk. Like people drop off these little Arcanine cards to me all the time, and it's so good. And I don't know if you can see in the background there. Where am I going? This way. In the background there is like a drawing that Holly did for me from one of my customers who always comes to me, and she's got such a lovely family. The family's so nice, and I love seeing them all the time. But she drew that for me, and another guy drew an Arcanine for me. It's just like the love of Pokemon is all there 100%. But it's like when I'm buying stuff for the shop, I still kind of feel like I'm buying stuff for myself too. Do you know what I mean? Even though I am selling it out. So the love's still there, but yeah, I think it's kind of business first, like 95% business. And then I can, like sometimes I'm trading in stuff that's going into the master set that I'm using, unofficially. Business funds being used for personal gain, but yeah.
All right.
It's a good question though, because it is something I had thought about.
It is, sure. And I can imagine that, the longer you have the business, the more likely this could become a thing where it especially if things get busy or things get stressful, what's that thing where people who make coffee don't ever want to see coffee again, that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like a lot of hobby photographers when they become real photographers, they're just like, I hate it.
Yeah.
I never do it for fun anymore. You know, and it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah.
So hopefully you can always continue to keep that line, that kind of border, you know.
Yeah, I think I need to get my. Have you seen the Miyazaki method or no, the Michi method for doing your binders? It's so good. If you look it up on Instagram, it's like, you know, you print off art to go with it, and you can like squeeze, like it's like a rectangle. You can squeeze it into two pockets, and it looks like card bit of art, you know,
Yes.
around it, and it makes it into more of an art collection piece than just a bunch of cards. I
Carla,
need
my
to do that.
moderator, isn't in the chat right now, but she has a stunning binder where she's done that, and she's got a lot of like tag team cards, and some of
Yeah.
her stuff is incredible.
Oh, class! I'd love to see that because that's what I want to do with the Arcanine one. But I also don't want to start it until I've got the art, you know, ready to print and printed it.
Carla, if you watch this back, or if not, I'll say it. Pop some pictures in the Discord because it's incredible.
Yeah, dude. If you're 2.5 hours into this and you actually read that question, good for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting the watch hours up for Dino.
We'll get through a couple more questions.
Yeah, sorry.
Right, Kai. Just a nice comment. Want to say Alan is genuine, just decent guy. Immediately volunteered to help with a uni project, and he's just overall lovely to chat to.
That's lovely. Thank you very much, Kai. I appreciate it. She has supported me on the website multiple times, and I appreciate it so much. I was more than happy to do the interview with her at the card show. Yeah, it was great. That's what I want to try and do as well. Like we were saying, you know, about coming up and approaching people. Do that, please. Like absolutely. I'm more than happy to help anybody with anything that I can do. Like if I can help you out within my power to help you out, I will do that because so many people have been so good to me that I'm more than happy to do that. So thank you very much for that comment.
Absolutely. Kai is top tier in the Pokemon community in Ireland. So shout out to Kai. Conrad, I don't know what this is about. I'll let you handle this.
This is the thing. Like on Instagram, the last day it came, like, because I've been following him for ages on Instagram. He posts great stuff every day on his. It's like a new card every day kind of thing, and I follow it all the time. And then one came up, or because he posted in the Discord, and I click on it, and it came up, and it was like, you know, follow at the top, and I was like, okay, so I clicked follow, and then it's obviously told him Jumpin' Jack Cards is following you now, and he's just like, here. What's going on? Like I thought we were friends. So it's like a bit of a thing. And then yesterday, the same thing happened again. It like was unfollowed again. And I swear, I don't know, unless my wife was sneaking in and unfollowing him.
That Conrad guy.
I don't know how it's happening, but yeah, I might just start doing it on purpose now to keep the meme going.
Just as a daily thing,
yeah.
Mary from Cerulean Sisters wasn't asked, I don't think. What original starter did Little Jack choose, and did you pick the same?
So I said at the start, oh, that's Cerulean Sisters. Oh, congratulations on becoming an auntie today. I saw that. That's great. Really, really good. It's always nice to be able to spoil your nieces and nephews. So that's great. I picked, in my Pokemon Blue, I think I picked Squirtle just because I had the blue. The game was blue, and he was blue. And he wasn't blue on the Game Boy because there's no color, but he was water type, so I was like water blue. So I picked him. But since then, my favorite starter is actually Bulbasaur. But the first game me and Jack actually played, I think, was Pokemon Infinite Fusion, if you've ever heard of that. It's like a ROM where you can play it on the PC, and then you get like, you can fuse Pokemon together, 2 or 3, so you can like fuse a Bulbasaur and a Squirtle, and you get like Bulba or Squirtosaur. That doesn't sound good. But yeah, it's like he picked the fire starter of whichever one that was. I think it might have been Charmander, or else it was like, I can't remember who the starter is in that game, but it's whichever the Gen starter there was, he picks the fire one. And he started in Pokemon ZA, and he picked Tepig, so he likes the fire starter.
Fair enough. I won't argue.
I always go for the grass.
Will heavily debate. I like all the starters, so I'm not gonna weigh in.
Them all, but I usually go for the grass.
James, have you any other TCG lovers? It's just Pokemon.
For now, it's just Pokemon. I know I've said I said about starting a shop or whatever way down the line. I'm not like, I know you can't just do a Pokemon shop realistically. Like, it's not gonna last forever. So you need to do a Pokemon or a shop, a TCG and collecting. But like, I would want to expand into other TCGs as well. Like, that's what the guy in the business program said to me as well. It's like, could you go into other trading cards? I was like, yes, but don't know anything about them and don't have any money for doing it. Because, to go into it, you need to go into it properly, and you need to have a bit of budget about you to get like booster boxes and whatever else comes with it. I don't know. One Piece is taken off crazy right now, and I always feel like if I hear about something taken off, it's too late. The people who really knew about it did it months ago. So it's like when I bought Bitcoin many years ago, buy it at the flipping top, because everyone's talking about it now. Let's buy it, and then it just crashes, and then somebody hacks your exchange and you lose all your money. But like, it's like, because I'm not so connected to the rest of the TCGs, if I hear about it, it's too late. That kind of way.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can imagine. Obviously, I'm not a vendor in any way, but I can imagine lack of knowledge would make it a bit more difficult to.
Definitely. Like, I would want to get into stuff. I think Lorcana could be a good one because my daughter is, she's going to be 4 at the end of January, but like in years to come, like, she loves Disney. So just her loving Disney would be a reason for me to look into it.
Yeah.
Same way Jack loving Pokemon made me look into Pokemon. It was just that I had the initial interest from before that was so yeah, Lorcana maybe, but not this year, I would say.
Cool. We have one here from Rory Mack. Welcome to the stream. Okay. I've been curious about this after seeing you at a card show. Why do you sell singles and English ETBs at shows or on Card Market, but not on the website?
I think the reason to that is probably that I don't have access to any English distribution or any way to get English. So the only ones that I would have I sell the English singles on Card Market, but on my own website, I'm not going to list singles on my own website because that's the exact same reason I didn't play it. I didn't do it on eBay because you have to take pictures and it's so much admin. And Card Market is fine, and I'm happy selling my shows. But in terms of the sealed products and stuff, I think this might bite me in the arse, but I want to try and be as transparent and honest as I can. If I got a Pokemon Center drop for the UPC, the Charizard UPC, which I did do, and I have it, and it was 119 or something. I bought it for 120. I had it for sale at the last show, I think, for 175, which was the market price around at the time. I didn't sell it for 175. Like, it didn't sell, but that's fine. But the reason I don't put it on the website is this is probably like a bit it's like I'm shielding myself from criticism a bit, because if you put it on a website at 175, someone's going to go, that's worth 120. This guy on the website is scalping it at 175, and there's evidence of it. Do you know what I mean? That sounds so shady that I won't put it up there because there's evidence of it.
Maybe
but I'll sell it, I think.
Use different wording other than there's evidence of it.
But I mean, I know, but like, that's what it is essentially. Okay. It's like someone could clip that and put a post up somewhere and go, he's selling that at 175. But at the same time, I don't have 20 of them up there. I've one.
Right.
I'm not going to shops, and I'm not going, like, I'll go and buy on a release day. I'll go and buy my allocation at one shop. Like there's one local shop that I know somebody works in. I go there. I still queue up like everybody else. 9 o'clock in the morning, I go in. I get my 6 packs or whatever I'm allowed, and 1 ETB, and I go home. And then I'll either hang on to them for a while, or I'll try and sell them then at shows. So like I've sold an ETB, a Phantasmal ETB at the last show for 55, and I bought it for 50. So like. And other ones I've sold previously at Destined Rivals, I've sold for 80 because that was the market at the time. When I bought it, it was 50, but that was months ago. You know, so it's a little different. With new things, I think it's different. But I don't want to put things on my website. No, that's what it is. I've come to it. I don't want to put things on my website at market price.
Okay.
If you get me.
Yeah.
Because it looks like English is so visible. Retail price is so visible that I don't want to be seen to be selling on the website, even if it's only one. I think if it's only one, it's still probably okay, but it's like, you know, when you can see the stock thing and it says there's 20 left, and it's a UPC that you're selling for 175. It's different. But these are all the things that like you have to constantly be considering. It's like perception of your business as well as selling it at market. Like I bought it for 120. I'm not going to sell it for 120 because what's the point? You know, and I had it up at 175. I didn't mind if it didn't sell because those things do appreciate as you go through. I was watching somebody the last day who was talking about holding stock back and stuff. Our retailers holding stock back, you know, like distributors, because they know things do appreciate. And is there are they creating false demand or whatever? It's an interesting concept, I think, because I think you'd be naive to think they don't in some cases. But also, what do we know? I don't know anything about distribution because I don't have it, and I can't get on any lists for it. There's waiting lists for new customers for English. It's impossible. I tried to get some half boosters through my local shop, but they can't even order them, which is crazy. But yeah, so English is the hardest thing. I think if I had access to English, it could grow the business super quick, but I just don't. And that's just something they got to gut out and find all these different other avenues until they start taking new customers again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And by that time, the bubble's probably popped, but I'm going to try and stay in. You know, I want this to be a job for me. So yeah. Long answer to that question, sorry, Rory, but hopefully it was.
That's good. That's good. Appreciate the honesty. We'll take one or two more questions, guys. Otherwise, this is technically going to be a 2-day.
Sorry.
No.
I wanted to be out here an hour ago, and now I'm chatting.
I love it. We'll take
once you get me rolling.
A non-business type question from your best friend Conrad. What's the one card overall you would want in your collection if money didn't matter?
There's a card, an Arcanine Japanese. Let me see if I can just look it up so I can get the exact name. But it's so nice. Let me see. I don't know if I can find PKA. I'll just look it up very quickly.
While you're looking that up, I'll give my quick answer. Really quick.
Do that, yeah.
Gold Star Charizard. If I had to pick one, Gold Star Charizard.
Is that the black Charizard? No?
Yeah.
I say,
Something.
It's called.
It's hard to pick one. There's a couple I'd like to put up there, but if I had to pick one, and money didn't matter, Gold Star Charizard.
It's the Arcanine from Aquapolis. Aquapolis card. It's like from 2002. It's like he's sideways on, and it's like got a crazy like Cosmo hollow in the background. I'll send you a link. I don't know if you can pop it. If I can pop, can I put links into the chat? I don't know.
You can put a link in the chat, in the YouTube chat.
I don't know. Is that going to work?
People can click on it and see it.
Maybe. They can click it. They can copy it out and paste it. But that's the one there. It's so nice. I love it. And I've seen it a couple of times on videos. I've never seen it in person, but I think it looks so good, and the shine off it is incredible.
That's our motivation every day. We think about Gold Star,
Yeah.
Charizard, and the Arcanine, and that's what we
Yeah.
think about every
The
day.
Arcanine like is not like out of the realms of buying. I think it's under 200 quid.
Okay, so it's doable.
But it's still to justify 200 quid on a card when I'm, it's like I was saying earlier.
Trying to run a
buy
business.
anything. Yeah. And I love the Blaine's Arcanine as well.
Blaine's Arcanine is a nice one too.
It's like an old vintage one. It's good.
DP Curry wants to know: do you still have your Arcanine and Growlithe magnets?
Yes, I do. They're stuck to my fridge still. I think they're holding up the school timetable, the school timetable of the absences or whatever, the schedule. So yes, I do. That's Damien from Wrap My Stitch Up. He vends alongside us sometimes, and he does these cross stitch magnets and cross stitch art pieces in frames and stuff. And I bought a couple off him. He gave me one before, and I bought the Growlithe one off him, and he gave me the Arcanine one. It was very sound. So yeah, they're great. If I was closer to the fridge, I'd bring them in to show them off. But yeah, they're really good. So check him out on Instagram as well. Wrap My Stitch Up.
I did see him mention himself earlier to Conrad.
There you go.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. There is a question there. I won't bother pulling it up. Mary Cerulean Sisters asked if you'd be doing pre-orders for Ascended Heroes, but you kind of just mentioned.
Yeah, I wish.
There's no English.
I wish. I just no access to English, unfortunately. But one day,
guys. I'll give you a couple of seconds. If there's any other questions, feel free to pop them in now. Otherwise, we're
going to open this one up very quickly.
A Bulbasaur and a Charizard real quick.
All right, let's see. Oh,
I like the method. You've got
the action. I think I've seen you doing this one.
Yeah, I think you got it down, huh?
Stealing it. Anything? I think that's the hollow.
We got something.
We got a Bulbasaur. You're right. Or no, Venusaur. That's good.
Got something.
Hit stations. That's good. Let's open the other one now. Hey,
take a hit.
Sorry, yes, that's money. That's money in the bank.
Money in the bank.
Obsidian. This Obsidian Flames of this. Take that out. There goes the card. It's grass. It's good omen.
When you look to pull
I'm folding these half and half. Huh? Okay. I'm just gonna.
You're getting to the reverse.
I see something there.
No, you're at the reverse. I didn't see anything. You have one more, next one, and then you're on no go again. And again, you pull like a big bunch of them. You're good. Now you're on the first reverse hollow.
Okay.
Oh, that's an SIR. That's an SIR. That's an SIR. What?
Good 10.
What?
Unreal.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Senpai Collector was on before Christmas, and he also pulled an SIR.
That's crazy because this is the 10. This is the 10. I bought 2 tins the last day. 2 of these Kanto tins from Asda. And I pulled the gold Charizard from Obsidian Flames from the other tin.
Unbelievable.
And now I've pulled this from this tin. That's good 10 hit rate.
Unbelievable. What? Unbelievable. Love that. That's open. If you want to open packs and pull hits, come on my channel because every time.
Yeah, come on and get on and chat. Chat for nearly 3 hours. Yeah, do that.
DP Curry, great podcast, guys. Tune into the next one. Thanks. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks very much, guys.
We'll clip it. Actually, yeah, I will clip it. I'll clip it and send it over. I'll clip
that up. There we go.
Last question we'll take, and then we'll call it good night. What's the cheapest card you bought that went up massively in price? Anything stand out?
I don't think a lot of the stuff I buy ends up going straight away, or the next show, so I haven't had a lot of cards that have sat with me for a long time, but I could give you ones that will sell always straight away. Is the Fido, or not the Fido, it's what's the one, the Dash Spun, the SIR, yeah, the bakery one that always goes straight away. And the Ghastly from Temporal Forces, I love that. I've had that. Beautiful, and it goes straight away. It's always around 30 quid. It never goes up or down, but it's a great one. And the Gengar from Lost Origin Trainer Gallery, I think it is.
Yes.
It's a really, really good one. Yes. And they're just if I can see them in anyone's binder, I'm just yeah, give me that. Trade that out straight away because I know it sells straight away. It's crazy.
That Gengar for the longest time was in around the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 price for the longest time.
Yeah,
It's only during this kind
that's
of
crazy.
the last boom in the last year that it. What's it at now? Roughly
It's probably at like 30. Like, let me see.
30,
I can
40
check
maybe.
that. I can check card market now. This is where I'm at. Oh, this is in pounds. I do everything in pounds as well.
That's fine. I can do a quick
Probably be
conversion in my head to
1.2 or
euro.
something. Finger. It's a trader gallery, isn't it? Last origin. The lowest is it's down to 20 quid.
20 quid, so about 23, 24 euro.
Buy
That's
that.
still.
There's
that's
one
still
like
more than-
there's 20, then 25, 28, 30. There's huge gaps in there. I might stick it in my basket at 20. We did it.
It's a good
We
buy.
did it,
It's
guys.
a good buy. Guys, that's all the questions. First of all, Alan, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate
You're welcome.
it. You did so before, just to give guys a little behind the scenes. At the start, Alan was like, "Oh, maybe 10:30 will be a good time," and I was like,
Good time
damn,
to
I'm hoping
wrap
for
it
a
up.
longer
It's like,
one."
are we going to go longer than an hour? Like, really? I could do an hour and a half, maybe.
I
But
did
here we
tell
are.
you. I did tell you. If it goes
Yeah.
very quick. It goes very.
It does, yeah, it does.
But no, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. I know you're busy with jumping jack cards and with the family, and coming on late at the weekend when you're trying to fight off a bit of a cold. So I do appreciate you coming on.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. I want to appreciate everybody in the chat. Thanks very much for joining in and watching. Go over and subscribe to my channel and follow all my stuff. I'm going to be doing some non-business content there too soon, hopefully, in terms of the videos I mentioned. And follow me on socials. And if I'm annoying you on stories, reply me and tell me 4 is too many or 5 is too many. Just let me know. I appreciate it. Thanks very much. Thanks, Dino, for having me on.
Absolutely. And I was
Very
just
good.
going to shout out the same thing, guys. Make sure if you're not already checking out following along the business journey is a great thing to follow. I enjoy it so much. I can't recommend it enough. The POVs are always so good. The longer I see a vendor POV, I'm like, yes. If I see a vendor POV,
watch it on your
40
second
minutes,
monitor while you're working,
it's
guys.
so good.
Give me the watch hours while you're.
I do have all of Alan's links down below in the description, so go check out everything if you haven't already. Thank you to the chat as always. You guys are just the best. These are always showing up, always new people coming in. These are always a blast. Thanks for the questions, the comments, and everything else. We're gonna go to bed because it's 1:45.
Yeah.
Alan, thank you very much again. I appreciate it.
Cheers. I'm sure you're at work tomorrow. Well, don't worry, I'm not.
I do a 4-day work week, so no.